making love with me? And then if they answer yes, then you mount that person and you move back and forth politely, and then you kind of finish it up and you say that was great, and then you never mention it again. That's that's the right way to have sex, okay?
And folks, and that's why we don't do any sort of sex advice or sex stuff on this show, because there's none to be given.
I am wise.
I want you to write the polite sex book, like the proper polite method.
I just said it.
I mean, I tell you what, even the jobs that paid me nothing, like when I was first learning them, it was like, all right, I can do this. You just need somebody to get the plates and make them go from here to here. I can be the master of that. I was really into that, and I can do that. But after a while, it's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
you're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're like figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit. But all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think you're giving me enough.
I don't like this.
You didn't set me up right.
Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of Kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as metrogenine, was one of 4 drugs blamed for his death.
This was like the devil's drug.
It really is just a green powder that makes people feel better.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It grows from the ground. You smash it up. You make a tea out of it. You throw it down the back of your throat. You eat some capsules, and you feel better. Your mind's clear. And most people that use Kratom don't have access to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that regular medicine stuff. They get it from local stores or online.
Let's do an example here. You're a young person. You don't understand how all this works, so let me explain this to you. When you get hurt in your older age, let's say you're 34, you work on a roof, you fall off, and you crush your fucking heel, right? It's all shattered. The doctor 10, 15 years ago was like, that's fucked up, that really hurts. You're gonna need some opioids to kill that pain. And then the DEA says, no, you can't have those anymore. These doctors have to tighten up their prescriptions. And now you don't have any. You can't afford them. What do? You can take Kratom. It has the same effects, it's less addictive, and it's more gross. So that even brings down the use. You're not gonna use it as much. Kratom kills the pain in your body. It also cures social anxiety.
The government's solution to stuff like this is always prohibition, which means putting more people in jail.
How big is your appetite for the war on drugs? I'm sure it's small. It's shrinking every single day. Don't let them continue it. Don't let them outlaw more stuff.
Good point.
Thank you.
Can you imagine being that sensitive? Like you.
Well, that's
like
what
that
they're
is the
PC as
ultimate.
hell. Hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof. Yeah.
Uh-oh. We lost some music.
Hey everybody, welcome to Street Fight Radio. It's Sunday night, time for a street fight, and we're taking your calls. The line is open. The number to dial is 614-655-3887. Listen to us live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can even see us as we answer the calls. You can jump in the chat, see what's going on. We are the number one anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We're going to keep doing this thing as long as we can. Every single Wednesday and Sunday night, we record Street Fight. If you don't want to watch it live, you can always subscribe as a podcast on Spotify, Google Play, Apple iTunes, all that stuff. Look for Street Fight Radio. We are going 9 years strong at this thing. Continue to spread this mess across the U.S. the best that we can. And it's all because of all y'all that listen. That's the only reason that we can do this, with your support and help. So head over to patreon.com/streetfightradio if you want more, and if you want to support the show and you like that we don't do advertisements or try to sell you mattresses and shit like that, head over to patreon.com/streetfightradio. $5 a month will get you access to premium audio, digital zines, and bonus video content. So head over there if you want more of what we do. My name is Brett, and my co-host is Brian. You ready to do this thing?
Fuck yeah, I am. Yes. Let's do a fucking call-in show. I had something happen like an hour or so before we went to record that I thought we could talk about for a minute because I thought it was very funny.
Okay.
This woman who's running as a Republican in Washington State. Okay. Amber Krabach. She tweeted out, "Hey, Justice Department." And she added the Justice Department. So she's telling, okay? My grocery store has been out of flour for a month. Are people hoarding it? Why are Antifa/communist groups giving away 3,000 pounds of it suddenly? And she quote tweets this tweet that says, "Please tell your friends, neighbors, and community members to come out and grab some flour. We are looking to distribute it in large amounts if possible. We have a ton in stock."
Okay.
So it looks like maybe they made a bulk buy from Bob's Red Mill, or like Bob's Red Mill sent it to them. The Portland Food Co-op has it.
Okay.
Got their hands on it.
Is that Antifa or is that the Portland Food Co-op?
It says it comes from, well, she said Antifa.
That's
right?
what I mean. Yeah, it says who it is.
It's called Symbiosis PDX, and it is a group. We are a local municipal federation focused. These are anarchists for sure. Focused on building a revolutionary dual power here in Portland, block by block partner organization of Symbiosis Rev. So
okay.
This is the group. They have about 3,000 pounds of flour.
And they're just Antifa stole it in a heist to take away flour from bread-loving Americans.
Well, now she's like being like, how'd they get it? You know, are they hoarding it? Can we call the FBI on these people? Because they are handing it out for free, which is not the moral thing to do.
Right.
Seems to me the moral thing to do, send it to the damn grocery store so somebody can make a profit off this stuff.
Yeah, you have to report it. You have to report any transactions where people aren't making money off of things. It's very suspicious.
But she has been defending herself now for an hour online, and it is so fucking funny to me to watch this person. Like, what did she say? She says something about like, well, it's nice that they're giving it away to poor people, but they're also keeping other poor people from accessing it. And it's like, not as much as the grocery store is.
Yeah, I think the grocery store does that.
I mean, free is less than the grocery store charges.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got a lot of flour, though, man. I'm pretty impressed with it, actually. They got corn flour. They got potato flour. It's a lot of flour. 3,000 pounds is a shit ton of flour. And they're doing mutual aid. It's really fucking neat, man. And,
yeah, if they're going to get rid of it, who cares?
Of course, some Republican person running for the government is like, this is gross. This is bad. This is one of those times, though, where it's like,
Generally, when these people decide to comment on something that a communist group's doing or a revolutionary or leftist group is doing, they really only comment on, like, if we're throwing horse cum on the police or something like that, you know? But this time...
Or speculate. It's just speculations that some conservative reporter made up about us. Like, what are they out here shitting on cars for? It's like, no one's shitting on cars.
Why are they out here shitting on cars? I wish people shat on cars. That one guy shit on a car, and he was great.
Who? Occupy Wall Street guy?
Wasn't there a guy that shit on a car since we've been doing this show?
Yeah, I
he
think
just
there's...
stood on top of a cop car and took a fucking shit on a growler on it, a big doo-doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened with him, if we can get him on the show.
Probably
remember when you...
King of Antifa.
Yeah, you just... I mean, I would have made him King of Antifa. I would love to get him on the TV show and just talk to him about the time he shit on a cop car. You know, buddy, you know, what you did there? Brave. I had a weird thing happen to me yesterday.
What's that?
So, when I take my walks, okay, they're pretty long walks, and you have to pee, and during quarantine, you don't want to go indoors, right? Like, you want to stay outside as much as possible. So, if you have to pee when you're out walking around, you want to go find your little place in the bushes and just take a quick pee and get moving, right?
Okay. Peeing, where are you peeing at?
Okay, so, like, I have a place back behind the LC, the Lifestyles Communities Pavilion, which is a music venue in town.
Uh-huh.
If you go all the way down to the end of the street where the parking lot is, there's some trees, and you can get good coverage, and you can take a pee.
Okay.
That's one spot where I pee. There is a church in my neighborhood where right behind it is woods. I go there. I pee if I have to pee.
Got
Okay?
it.
And there is this spot on a trail that I walk, which is a biking trail.
Multi-purpose trail.
Multi-purpose trail in Columbus. And I walk this trail a lot, and there is this little area where instead of taking the concrete trail, you can walk off onto this mulch. And it's just like a little circle turnaround. I don't even know why it's there. But there is a wooden fence with the two pieces of wood, and there is a section that both of the pieces of wood go down diagonally. So it's not really, you can step right over it, you know?
Okay.
So what I do is I step right over that, and then I walk down a hill that is like tree branches as steps, sort of thing.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You know how, not tree branch, tree roots.
Okay.
You know, where like a hill, and you can walk down the tree roots, and you get down to the bottom of the hill, and you're standing next to the water. Nobody's going to come there. It's a very private place, and I pee. And I pee there all the time.
Never seen another person?
Well, I have seen another person twice.
Okay.
Twice. And both times. So, yes. So, the first time I did this and saw a person, I got down there, and there was a blanket. And there were people under it, and it was moving up and down.
Okay.
Right? And I left. Didn't see anything. Also, in my brain, this is what I thought. Oh, that's the wind blowing that blanket. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's the way. Yeah,
Look at that
was
wind
nothing.
just...
You know?
Look at that wind go.
Yeah. That was nothing. I just took off. I just left, and I went somewhere else and peed.
Yeah, that was just the motion of the ocean.
Yeah. It was... Well... You know, funny thing is, like, a day after that, the blanket was hanging on a tree and the wind was blowing it. And then it made me think, like, oh, maybe that blanket was, like,
Sure.
laying on the ground and the wind kind of caught under it, and I just saw it going up and down a little bit. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Or that's what I told myself.
Okay.
Yesterday, I'm like, I gotta fucking take a pee. I get there. I get almost all the way down the tree branch hill, which is kind of treacherous. You know, it's been raining here, and it's not like treacherous in that, like, it's dangerous. It's just like if you're walking down this hill, you could slip and you could fall. You want to be careful walking up and down this hill, you know? Twist your ankles, something like that. I don't want to do that. I walk down, I get to the bottom of the hill, and I look over, and there is a man and a woman, and they are fucking on the ground right next to the water. And I did definitely know that they were having sex.
They were definitely, there was like insertion, all the stuff
You
was
saw
happening.
the whole thing?
I figured there was insertion, and it wasn't like Cinemax porno or anything, because they were like, their parts were up against each other, and they were doing that bounce thing. And fuck, dude, I just turned around and ran as fast as I could up that hill and got away. I was so embarrassed.
Did they notice you at all?
I don't know.
They were in the heat of passion.
I do not know, because, dude, as soon as I saw it happening, I was like, I have got to get the fuck out of here. This is not where I want to
You
be.
felt like you were near a bomb or something?
It did. It was just, it's one of those things where, like, I get super embarrassed when I'm in a situation. You know, my wife keeps saying, why did you get embarrassed? They should be embarrassed. And I'm like, I just am embarrassed by the whole thing. I don't know. I wish I didn't go there. I wish that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You got to go back to that place again, you think?
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, how often can people be fucking there?
You'll find out.
Over a year.
You'll find out. Over a year?
This is over a whole year. I've seen it twice. So it's probably not a thing.
Next time, the only move is you just got to take a pee like nothing's going on. You can't let them take your spot. If they're going to fuck in your bathroom, you get to still you're going to use the toilet.
Everybody kept people on Twitter were like, you should have just peed, man.
Yeah.
And it's like they had their dicks out, or
everybody has their dicks out.
Everybody had everything out. You can do the same thing. But it's just like, man. Don't do this. This is a public park.
People are quarantined. It's because quarantine, right?
Right. So then I start thinking about it, and I'm like, listeners, skip forward 30 seconds to a minute. I remember every single time I had sex outside, and I loved it, and that's one of the other reasons I got away as quickly as I could, because I was so excited for this guy and this woman.
You didn't want to ruin their moment?
No. That's why I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, fucking on the dirty ground is a lot of fun, and you never forget it.
Yeah.
Especially when you think that you're like a disgusting individual that was like, I'd lay on the ground and do it right now, and then you meet somebody that's like, I'll do it with you, and you're like, what? This is great. This is the best idea.
But man, and then I started to get all judgmental on these people, right? Because I was like, this is a public park, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of just don't. But one of the times I did it, I was at a public park too. You know, so it's just kind of like I was being a hypocrite about things.
That's true.
But I was like 20 and 18. I don't know how old these people were, but they looked like buttoned up types. Because they had shirts on and shit. You know what I mean?
They had Oxford shirts on?
Well, they had like collared, collared shirts, like the polo type shirts. And
okay. Yeah. No,
You don't take your shirt off when you fuck outside.
No, I know. I get it.
But I just looked at him and thought, like, this is somebody that worked at Huntington Bank or something like that. You know what I mean?
So you saw a pair of slacks around somebody's ankle. Yeah. You saw like the bottom of some fucking dress shoes.
Some REI shit. They were wearing some like REI clothes or something. They just looked like young professionals, and I was like, what are you guys doing here? Yeah. And then the main thing is, like, a lot of people are now saying affair. Yeah. Which is like, it's either way, right? It's kind of like, yes, I get on their side if it's an affair, because you can't go to a hotel.
Yeah, you got to.
You can't now, though.
Right now you can't.
You don't want to go to a hotel.
They're cheap, though.
Right, I understand. But you don't want to be in one.
That's true.
You want to go back to your house.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, some people are just, like, freaky deaky people, man.
Yeah, they probably like that you saw. They probably like, I hope I got a good look.
I know. I watched Real Sex growing up through my whole teen years. I watched every Real Sex. So I know how people are. You know? Like, people love that shit.
Sex?
And normal people love it so much.
Yeah.
Like normie, the phrase normie, you know? Those people love the fuck, man. That is just like their whole existence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. That was a fucking thing though, man. I was like, shit. I had to get away.
You gotta not get caught. The thing about that kind of stuff is you have to be the type, you just can't get caught.
Yeah.
And walking down a path You got to make your own path. You got to blaze your own trail.
Thank you.
When it comes to that stuff.
Thank you. That's something I was thinking about too. It's like, man, you know, it would, but they did blaze their own trail. They did step over a fence to get there.
Right, but it seems pretty. I don't know. You said it was a mulched path. I don't even know why it exists.
Path. What?
I have to see it now.
I'll take you there sometime. Anytime.
Maybe we'll see.
Well, let's not.
I'll bring up some popcorn.
Now everybody's like they're gonna go fuck at the mulch path.
Yeah, at the mulch path. Meet me at the mulch path.
But it's just like, I think it's for dogs.
Oh, okay.
I think you just take your little doggy back there and you let him run in a circle and then come back. Or it's like an observation. Because they do work hard to get people to be able to look at the river. Which, by the way, the river's disgusting. Like, it's not a sexy river at all. You know? I'm not turned on by the river. At all.
Really?
I would never like get turned on in public. You know what I mean? Like, I would never get horny in public.
I love it.
Right.
It's exciting. Because you can get away with it. It's like stealing. It's like stealing. It feels, it feels good. Like doing bad stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I don't have the ability. If you looked at me right now and you told me, or if Jason looked at me right now and you told me, hey man, I can tell you're horny, I would just get in my car and go home.
Oh, really?
Like, I would be so uncomfortable with that. I don't want anybody to look at me and be like, this fucking guy's horny over here.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
That's in bed. That's indecent to me. And like, I've seen horny people in public. You know? Like, I've seen people where I'm like, they're horny, man.
Yes.
These motherfuckers are horny.
Yes.
What are they doing?
Taking care of it. Gonna take care of it, hopefully.
Should have done that before you got here. Should have done it. It's like when you're like on a road trip and you don't have to pee when you stop at the gas station, but then 10 minutes later you have to pee. You just gotta push the pee out at that first gas station trip, you know? And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Weird day, though. Weird day for me. Just weird. Another thing, this guy was sitting in front of Ruth Chris Steakhouse, which is like the only thing open downtown.
It's open?
It's like open. They have the windows open. They're handing stuff out the window.
Got it.
But it's Ruth Chris.
I mean...
You know? Is
that on Grubhub?
They said, yeah.
Can you get like a $70 steak on Grubhub?
Yes, it says food starting at $40. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So there's these two guys that sell those homeless newspapers in town. They have these newspapers that they sell for $1. There's a guy just sitting there, and he's like, hey, you got $1? And I was like, no, I'm not carrying cash on me. All I have is my card. And he's like, that's not a problem. You could just go over there and buy me food, and pointed at Ruth's Chris. I was like, well, I mean, I can't even buy myself Ruth's Chris.
He said that?
Yeah. And then he said, I don't know. Look at that gut, man. You don't look like you need any food.
Oh, man. Wow.
I was like, fuck, dude. I left. I just walked away. So, like... there was nothing.
He got paid. He got paid in your shame instead of money.
I know.
He got to feel better about himself.
It hurt my feelings so much.
That's so mean.
It did. It hurt my feelings a lot. I will say that. But there. I mean, I probably would have bought him something. I think I'll always give money to a person who says there's an ATM right there. You know what I mean?
You will.
Basically, like, this woman stopped me earlier this week, and she's like, can I have some money? And I was like, I don't have any cash. And she was like, there's an ATM right there. So I got 20 out and gave it to her.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, because I like the moxie of saying there's an ATM right there.
Right.
You know?
What's closing the deal. It's closing the deal.
Yeah. You
have an objection, and she solved the problem for you.
Yeah. I'll fucking hand you whatever they'll give me out of the ATM. But, like, I'm not buying somebody Ruth's Chris. Yeah. And I'm not also walking 10 blocks down the road to turn around and bring ice cream back for you, which was the other thing he asked for.
I just am thinking of like a $70 steak sitting in styrofoam.
I know. It comes to your house that way, baby. They should have to send that to you in one of those metal
silver platters
things.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring it, if you bring fucking a $70 steak on an a la carte menu, dry aged fucking ribeye with a bone in on it, and you lay it in one of those stupid plastic things, or those even better, the paper ones that fold on top, that everything just kind of like sticks to the paper,
or the corner of it just gets totally wet and digs a hole in the bottom.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, what about styrofoam wrapped in plastic wrap to keep it all in?
Yep.
I get that a lot too.
Yeah,
I hate that one.
I'm trying not to order anymore, man, because I'm just tired of it. I never liked ordering out like that before, and I'm just like done with it.
It's the worst part of like on the road is that we get to eat a lot of food, but it's not in like a sit down setting. Like my wife always wants to go food, and I'm like, no, I want to go there. I'm tired of being here.
Yeah. Well, I just don't like the delivery way of doing it. I don't mind to go. Like, I like to go, but it feels like I can get there easier, Like, it feels like I get home faster than, like, Grubhub gets to my house, you know?
Yeah.
When I order from one of the apps, it's like, who knows what they're doing on the way home, on the way to your house. I know that the thing tracks them or whatever, but, like, I just feel like I can do it. I can be responsible for myself. I don't need somebody to like drive and get it for me.
Yeah.
So let's take some calls, man.
See who's on the phone. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Oh, hey, I'm number one.
You are number one. Who's this?
I'm in the building. It's Olympia Mikey. What's happening?
What's up, Mikey? How's it going? How's everything in Olympia? You guys got some protests going on?
I ain't been paying attention to any of that shit. I've just been watching Undercover Business Tyrants.
Yeah, are you an Undercover Boss fan?
I'm an Undercover Business Tyrant fan. I like your show. I don't like the real show.
It's a wild show.
I was wondering, what was your favorite episode of that? Because my favorite is the O'Neill episode where a stoner named Jesus called it a douche brand, and makes the CEO Toby Bose very sad.
God, you know what? I have two. I have three, actually. I have three favorite episodes that we've done. The one that's about to come out, of Buffalo Wings and Rings, I love because the guy that runs Buffalo Wings and Rings hates it when you call it Buffalo Wild Wings. He doesn't want you getting it confused.
Yeah.
And people are doing it all the time, and it's impossible not to.
Yeah, there's a part where he goes to the server and the lady is like, I worked at BW3 for 2 years. This is basically the same thing. And then they cut to him and he's like, it's not the same at all. We're not a sports bar. This is a family restaurant. We serve all of our wings in white china. We don't serve it in plastic bowls. And he's about to pop a vein because everybody just says, oh, it's just like BW3's pretty much.
The next favorite one is Rallies, because there's a guy named Stevens in it that just yells at people and makes the boss go undercover. And that one is I love Stevens. I think he's cool as shit. He sticks up for himself. He never backs down.
And then he even says to the Rallies guy, he's like, this is how you get it done. This is what you provide me with this rally store in these shitty circumstances. This is how I get it done. And I'm like, I can't.
Well, they had hired him and then made him a manager after 2 weeks without putting him through a training course.
That's what
He's
it was.
I ain't even been to fucking training. He's like, I used to work at Burger King, and then I applied for a job at Rallies, and they said, you could go ahead and be the manager. It's so he was screaming at everybody. So that one's good. But I'm going to tell you the best episode of Undercover Business Tyrant, I think, and just the best overall episode of Undercover Boss is Boston Market. That is... Ronnie's the best, man. Ronnie is a king. Him and the kid that tells the CEO of Donato's Pizza that he likes to smoke weed while he's working are my two favorite people.
Oh yeah, that kid's like an orc. Too dumb to live. But he doesn't even get fired. He just has to become a dishwasher like me.
Yeah, he goes to rehab. He ends up having to go to rehab for weed, and they're like drug testing him, right? That was so stupid.
I just quit.
Right, that was.
Just like, I'm gonna go work at. I'm gonna go do delivery for Domino's instead.
That was such a stupid move, though. You never tell the person you train that you get high at work. People need to understand, dude. Worker solidarity is important, but when somebody is like there for one day, you can't like just trust them. Back when I was a cable guy, everybody did this, but people would go home and play video games when they didn't have any work because we didn't have GPS on the trucks. And somebody was training this new guy who seemed young, you know. So it was like, he's probably cool, you know. And he was like, let's go back to my house and play video games. So they went to the experienced tech's house and they played video games together. And then when they got back to the shop, the kid went to the manager and told on the guy that was training him for going home and playing video games. And that's when I just decided, like, you got to get to know somebody. You got to get like 3 weeks under your belt before you're like, hey, I get high at work, or like I steal, you know?
Yeah. People love, my coworkers just love telling me that they love smoking weed and drinking on the job at the restaurant. I could just be a snitch. You don't know me.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's a really weird thing because it's like you could also like be talking to the owner's nephew at times, you know? Like they literally, like if you're brand new, like let's make a rule right now. This is a good time for us to just make a custom, not a rule. This isn't a rule. When somebody's brand new, you as the new person don't share too much, and you as the person training don't share too much. Get to know each other before you start sharing this stuff. Cause yeah, I mean when waiters and waitresses, I mean people at restaurants, like if people couldn't work at restaurants high, then I just feel like no restaurants would have employees.
Yep.
Man, there are so many.
So what's your favorite episode of Undercover Business Tyrant?
I'm looking through all of them now. There's a lot of good ones. Great Wolf Lodge, where they threw a fake turd in the pool to make the owner clean up that turd. That was kind of funny.
That was a good one.
But I think Modell's is my favorite.
Oh, I forgot all about Modell's.
Yeah, Modell's has a good moment in it where he goes to work and he finds out that they have like bathing suits up and it's the fall or something and it's taking
That's Shopper's World.
Oh, that's Shopper's World. Oh, maybe Shopper's World.
That's like one of my favorite things in the world, though. Because we need to make a bingo card for Undercover Boss. Because that Shopper's World episode with the bathing suits.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Modell's had the first boss I think we liked. That guy handed out a ton of money.
Well, no, he was the first boss that was like, oh, I'm going to do a voice too. Like, yeah. I'll just put on like a voice and a costume. But yeah, Shopper's World. One of my favorite things on Undercover Boss period is like when somebody sees that something is when the CEO sees something bad that's happening in a store, he calls like the general or the regional manager and tells them, and then the regional manager's like, I've been saying to get on that for a really long time. I've actually been planning on fixing that. So it's good that you even brought this up.
That's the move of everybody that keeps their job.
That's the shit rolls downhill theory of management. But yeah, I think Boston Market is without a doubt the best episode of Undercover Boss because Ronnie is a king.
I love Ronnie. They're nothing special. They're just customers. He's a king, and the lady is just unacceptable. And then she's like, "Can you fire him? I need to go hide behind this pillar."
Yes.
I'm afraid of Ronnie.
Also, the CEO of Boston Market was too chicken shit to do Undercover Boss, so he was like, people will recognize me because, you know, everybody knows the CEO of Boston Market. It's like, motherfucker, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Nobody that works at a chain restaurant knows who the CEO is. Yeah. I fucking guarantee it. Well,
have you guys heard of the Bikini Bar and Grill episode?
We have heard of it, but we get real weird about covering like the Hooters but we have done Hooters and the Tilted Kilt. So we'll probably end up doing it at some point.
Oh yeah, the Hooters one's fucked up. It's like the guy in Hooters is even more fucked up than Stevens from Rallies. Like it makes it clear that he enjoys having power over these ladies. And then the CEO of Hooters is like, oh, well, boys will be boys.
Well, the Tilted Kilt one's really good, too, because the CEO of the Tilted Kilt thinks it's a classy place. He's like, this isn't... Listen, this is not Hooters. This is the Tilted Kilt. He even gets mad at a girl for suggesting a drink that's on the menu called a blowjob. And it's like...
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? This is fucking... Nobody is going to the Tilted Kilt and being like, this is a class joint.
He also gets mad because he's like, he really says that they do like artisanal food or something, or like they're really focused on being a restaurant first. They're not there just to ogle at girls.
Yeah.
But then they sell shit like Irish nachos.
Yeah, that's so fucking bad. Plus, the CEO looks like Jim Duggan. Like, he's the least classy guy. He's less classy than Hogan, who had his own Hooters restaurant.
Yeah. It's quite the journey. There's so many bad bosses out there.
Remember the Checkers episode where the boss was really tall and one of the employees couldn't stop talking about it? He's like a jolly giant. I can't believe it. That guy's my favorite employee.
Oh, you're gonna... by the way, just as a preview for the Buffalo Wild Wings episode, I think we've found the worst boss.
Yeah, the worst boss.
The worst manager is on that show. It's a kitchen manager.
My worst manager for me, I think, in Undercover Boss history, the one that makes me maddest is the retro fitness guy, because he fires a bad employee, but like has just threatening and obnoxious. Like that's the one where he's like insanely pissed that this lady's putting for she's making the good smoothies. And he is more pissed about that than the fact that she's super racist.
Yeah, well, these guys are all so weird. I love seeing their houses, though, I think. Although I do believe that some of them get Airbnbs. Like, they don't show their real house. Some of them are... I think some of them are probably showing their real house because they want to show off. But I'm willing to bet that a lot of them just are like, I don't want people to see I don't want people to see how the CEO of Marco's Pizza is living.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, Mikey. It's really fun.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, do the Popeyes episode, because I used to bread chicken, and I saw that episode, and the CEO can't do that. It makes me laugh really hard.
I'll check it out. Hell yeah.
I love
do
Popeyes
next week.
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't done Popeyes yet.
Might not be on our stream.
It's so fucking good. Later.
Peace out. Have a good one.
Yeah,
Peace. There
is a guy on this week's Undercover Business Time when it comes out for Buffalo Wild Wings that is honestly we talk about it on the show, but he is the reason I don't want my daughter working at a restaurant or something like that. It's just a really fucked up. Yeah. It's really fucked up situation for the people that work there. And it's Brett brings it up, but it's this guy's real rude and he's crude and he says a bunch of nasty shit to people. And it's there's one in every 2 kitchens, Yeah, it's not every single kitchen is that way, but you can get away with that pretty easily. Undercover Boss really highlights how far being mean can get you when it comes to moving up the hierarchy. Well, and they don't care how you get it done, as long as the food gets out there and they make money at the end of the night. If you're bullying everybody in the restaurant, they don't really give a shit, Exactly. Well, and it's the franchisee
or the general or regional manager, they would rather you be a fucking asshole because then they don't have to be a fucking asshole, you know?
Right.
It's like a good guy thing. It's like how me and you work, right?
Yeah.
It's like I never say anything mean, and then you say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's like part of the job, and it becomes, they would never say it. With us, it's said. We say it out loud. But with them, it's like an unsaid thing where it's like, well, I don't want people to see me as like the bad guy when I come into the restaurant, so I'll just have this other guy that's a lot meaner, and then nobody will ever be able to talk to me about him.
Yeah, I'm too busy to scream at somebody. We're over 7 fucking minutes on ticket time, so this guy's willing to do it. I guess we'll keep him around, you know.
Yeah, just be honest about that.
Call people stupid, tell them that they got lead in their ass, that they can't get anything done, that they're useless.
Yeah, they should just be honest about what that job is.
There was a guy I used to work for, and he scared me at the beginning, but then when I realized he just had basically like 20 of the same lines, but he would just be like, Brett, you wash dishes like old people fuck.
Oh,
that's what he would say. And he would say then like 6 months, like a few weeks later, someone would come in, Nathan, you bread chicken like old people fuck. And then I just heard it over and over. I'm like, this guy is just a dimwit. He's just an aggressive ass bully. Is all
everything you do slow is like how old people fuck.
Yeah.
I hate guys. That's like whenever I go to my in-laws' house, my father-in-law would be like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And I never, I never drank beer in my entire life. I never liked it. And I'll be like, "No, could I just have a cup of water?" And he'd be like, "Fish fucking that." And he said it every single time. And I was just like, okay, haha. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do after they say it the second time.
Right.
I don't even give a courtesy smile at old people fuck thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if somebody says something like that, I just give them, I just act like
I just let it bounce off my face.
Ass sentence.
I just like let it bounce right off my forehead and just wait for them to say something pertinent. I let people just cycle through their insults until them was like, what are you getting at? What do I need to fucking do here?
Let's
get rid of all the exposition here. Just okay, I'm a moron. I'm the worst employee you've ever had. Oh, you want the dishes done. I can do that.
Yep.
So here's some of the, just a sampling of the fine dining at, the Tilted Kilt. Irish nachos are house-made potato chips, seasoned corned beef, pico de gallo, and beer cheese sauce. Wow, that's wretched.
What's it called again?
Irish nachos. Ugh. They also have hangover tots. This is at a nice
That's a
restaurant.
Class joint, though. That's like good, classy people get hangovers too.
They have a blowjob shot on the menu. They also have hangover tots on the menu. But this is a family restaurant. If you didn't know that, yeah, it's all bullshit. It's funny how they have to like make sense of it because like, they know what they're doing, but they don't have to like ever actually say it out loud for like a TV show. So it's funny for them to like make sense of what their product actually is,
or just saying like, you're right, like never having to say it out loud and like justify it to like the American public,
right?
Where it's just like this Tilted Kilt guy gets to go to go home, sits down with his wife, and is just like, we're really running a real class operation here.
It's a family restaurant. I run a family restaurant. I'm a CEO of a family restaurant.
Yeah. And, if you're in his family, you're not going to disagree with him,
Right. All right, next call. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, it's Garrett from Kansas City.
What's up? What's going on tonight?
Not too much. I was just thinking that when I get off the line, I'm probably going to have to watch that Boston Market episode. It sounds good.
So good.
Ronnie is a king. Hey, I'll tell you this. When we did Undercover Boss live in Seattle, people were chanting for Ronnie during it. Ronnie is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we did when we were in Seattle, we did a live watch of that show at the Beacon Theater, and we had the audience going, Ronnie, Ronnie.
I said that.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. I was looking for people in the chat. Sorry.
Oh no problem. It was just funny because it sounded like you were like
not paying attention.
Two different shows.
Yeah.
You'll love it. You'll love Ronnie. Ronnie tells the truth about the most hated people on the planet, customers.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need more of that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about work stuff during coronavirus.
Okay, what kind of work you do?
I work for a sports company, so like all of these big events that we had going have all been shut down because obviously no sports gatherings.
Uh-huh.
And so we're all working from home, and a lot of people don't have a lot of work to do, but I work in like one part of the company that's still making money. And so they're basically just putting extra pressure on us, kind of trying to make it seem like if I work extra hard, then like other people in the company will get to keep their jobs.
God damn.
So it's, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, I guess. I mean, unless you don't give a fuck about anybody else except yourself, you selfish piece of shit.
Everybody does care about the other people.
But not real. But how much?
I mean,
you do.
When I worked at the cable company and they did the layoffs, they laid off this woman who'd been ride or die for 30 years, she unfortunately gives the anti-union speech at orientation, and she said some pretty vile shit, like, you know, if somebody's kid sees you unhooking their parents' cable and asks you why, say it's because mommy and daddy didn't pay the bills. But she was also like this sweet older lady that gave her life to the company, and they like laid her off. And I was like, I would have let you fire me. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could have fired me instead and just let her stay here. Like I said, she was nice in all other ways except for the bad stuff that she's.
Sure.
Or like, it was just like they fired a bunch of people that had been working there for 20 years, right? And I was just like, why didn't you just fire me? I wanted to get fired. Like, this was at a time where I'm trying to get fired, and these motherfuckers fire the people that want to be there.
Yeah. You know, the thing that I'm thinking is there are a couple people that I do really like who are... their positions feel like they're some of the most vulnerable, you know? Mm-hmm. And so that's why I feel a little bit of pressure related to it. And I just wish that I could just not give a shit at all. That seems like the right move.
So are you like doing sales?
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
yeah. So
shit.
My job isn't all sales, but they're trying to push me to do more sales-related stuff so that we can bring money in, because they're like, oh, our budget is so tight, we lost all this revenue from, like, all these events that we had to cancel, and might have to keep canceling things. So in the meantime, like, we have to have the tightest possible budget. And it's also the thing where, like, I've never worked at a company where they do that and then later it all returns to normal. Like, you just know at the end of this they're going to be like, well, the new normal now is you working twice as hard.
Yeah, they're gonna find out that after they dangled your coworkers in front of you and squeezed a bunch of extra work out of you, that they're gonna say that's the new metrics now. You know, it's saying like, we can only hire back half of the people. You didn't work hard enough. We can only hire back half the people, and they're gonna do the job of 2 people. You know.
Yeah, they are gonna do that though. That's how a lot of these.
It's coming.
That's how this happened. That's when this ends. That's how it ends. And like, I mean, doing sales in this time seems like a really hard thing to do. Like,
unless you sell doodads on Amazon.
Yeah, well, but me and you were talking about, like, boy, it would be really cool to print a shirt and try to make some money. But then we were just like, not cool.
It looks bad, yeah.
Yeah, it's not cool to print a shirt to make money. Like, we'll sell what we have, but, like, I don't want to use... I don't want to... I don't want to sell right now because people are hurting right now. You know?
Absolutely.
Truthfully, I want to buy right now.
We should do a shirt and just donate the profits.
Yeah. Well, I want to buy something right now. Like, I'll buy things from smaller businesses and shit. Like, you know...
Records from eBay
I've
sellers.
been buying records and shit like that. Yeah, I have been, though. I've been buying records and, like, stuff like that. Those people are pretty vulnerable when it comes to, like, a downturn like this. So
last time there was an economic downturn, I was running an eBay business and it ran my shit all the way into the ground because no one could spend fucking money.
Yeah, and I like records. So like, I sympathize because like I think like I can imagine there is so much pressure to sell in a time where people really aren't buying anyway, you know?
Yeah. There's like in my part of the company, our biggest competitor owns like half the market share for the whole country, and they're shut down entirely right now. So the idea is like, oh, if we steal all of their clients, then like we can make a bunch of money. And I'm like, okay, that's a huge amount of sales work. So like undercut people who like are just also out of their jobs right now. Like it just feels like the shitty move to push the sales so hard. Like we just all need to get through the challenges that we face, not like aggressively trying to work each other out of, trying to put other people out of business or whatever. Just fucking get through it.
Yeah.
I've heard this a lot from a lot of people too. This thing about Lowe's had the same philosophy. It was like, well, people are stuck at home. They're going to work on their home. Let's take advantage of this time to make a shit ton of money, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, I don't know. I couldn't imagine feeling okay at that company. I know you're going to probably want to keep it going, but I would feel betrayed in a way. I think that more than anything right now, paying attention to how all the businesses are reacting to this thing is just illuminates their entire thought process and how they really feel about shit. Because have been some businesses that have done the right thing, that aren't worrying about like cutting the competition throat right now. And I think I don't know. I think it'll affect people's opinions about it, and especially the employees. After making it through this, they're going to see what their employer is like during a rough patch and make a decision, you know?
Yeah, my company's done some stuff that's good, but like I don't feel like giving them credit right now, so I'm not even gonna mention that.
Well, no, I mean, but that kind of stuff just makes you feel betrayed in a way. It just makes you like, it's hard to make sense of that of a request like that, you know, because you are just somebody that shows up there to get money for your labor. You're not like supposed to save the company. You weren't hired for that. That's a much bigger paycheck.
Yeah, and they always hire people who are in like their 20s and they work there for like 5 years and burn out and leave. So I've been there about 5 years. I'll probably leave soon.
Yep, it sounds like it. I've had those jobs too.
Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for this.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Fuck, that is like such a hard position to be in. You know what I mean? Like these companies, I don't know. These companies are ruthless. You know, there's like a lot of ruthlessness going on out there.
I think there's a way to say, we really appreciate you being here, and you are a vital part of this company. And right now, you're the only part that can make any money. When you start dangling other coworkers in front of it, when you're like, think about Elizabeth, Think about her, that she's normally out at those events, and now, if you don't work it hard, she's gonna lose her job. And it's like, fuck off.
And it's like it is selling, which is that again. It's like climbing. It's like an insurmountable task.
Yeah, Yeah, no, that would give me a mental breakdown. It definitely would push me into. I don't know. Like, I would just be overwhelmed for someone to say, like, you have to do the best ever right now during an economic downturn this monumental, Yeah. It's fucking stupid. If you were selling masks or something, if you were selling medical equipment, if you were the grocery store, yeah, that's one thing. All right. Ready for this next call?
Uh-huh.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, it's Michaela Wilkes calling.
Michaela Wilkes, what's up? It's good to hear from you. It's been so long. Brett, did you make Michaela Wilkes wait on hold?
I accidentally made Michaela Wilkes wait on hold. I checked my project management software and then realized my mistake.
No problem.
How's everything going out there in Baltimore?
Well, we're in Southern Maryland, actually, but everything's been going really good out here, especially with the campaign we've been doing. Really awesome, doing a lot of phone banking and like a lot of virtual events. We've been doing like virtual town halls every week.
So what's going on with the election in Maryland then? Like, what's the protocol?
Yeah, so our primary date it was supposed to be on April the 28th, so it's been postponed to June the 2nd, and it's going to be largely vote by mail. So pretty much every eligible voter, which is pretty much like every Democratic voter because our primaries are closed. But every registered Democrat will receive a ballot in the mail, and they can mail those ballots in, and there'll be like select locations, very few, where people can vote in person for those who haven't received their ballots in the mail.
Okay. Because there, the Wisconsin situation was really stupid decision. Ohio, we got rid of our primaries. We went just to mail-in ballots, but that was yesterday, so I think that's over now. How has things changed running a campaign under the quarantine?
Well, for us, it's just kind of like reverting back to how our campaign first started out. And I think like how a lot of grassroots campaigns start out, because in the beginning, you don't have money like to do events or have like access to the voter access network. And so you do a lot of things online and a lot of things virtually to raise money. And so it's kind of like we just had to revert back to the way we were doing things in the beginning. But we've been doing a lot of phone banking. We do phone banking every single day of the week, and a lot of text banking as well.
Yeah, that does kind of, now that you say that, that makes sense. You kind of want to build the buzz online. It's free publicity to put yourself out there. It doesn't cost anything. So this is kind of return to the beginning. So it hasn't been a year. It's been, I think last June was when you called us. But you're actually running up against Steny Hoyer, who is a Democrat there in Southern Maryland. And do you want to let anybody that may be in the area know, what your position is here, or why, how we can spread the word, and what you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, so Steny Hoyer and I are complete opposites. Pretty much everything that I believe in, he does not support, like a universal health care system, a Green New Deal, criminal justice reform. He's actually signed on to every single crime bill that was ever written. And he fails to act on, the war on drugs. And he actually doubled down on this in 2019 of last year, calling weed a gateway drug.
Oh, jeez.
And that was his, complete opposite. But yeah, and that's why he was hesitant on, federally legalizing weed, which is just, that's asinine if you ask me, especially in today's age. And then when, people are able to profit off of selling it, and people are still incarcerated because of that, it's just horrible.
Absolutely.
But if anyone, and I also say, like, people talk about, like, Mitch McConnell's graveyard, but what about Steny Hoyer's graveyard? Because Steny Hoyer literally controls the conversation, on the House floor. And he refuses to even put progressive legislation on the floor for a vote. Which in a sense is, kind of blocking us from being able to pass progressive legislation.
Yeah, that's true. What has been the reception like though? I did some canvassing for Morgan Harper, and we were met up with some Democrat people that weren't very happy to find out that we were trying to go after a Democrat. How's your reception been like over the last year?
Our reception has been very, very good. As far as like when we ID people prefer us to Hoyer 12-1. Which is really good for us. A lot of people in the district really want change. And they just feel like, he's kind of a lip service Democrat. Like, he says a lot of good things, but doesn't really take any action on anything. It's kind of like he just floats by. And a lot of people really feel that way. A lot of people are also pissed off that he dismissed Congress and sent them home absent of an emergency during, a pandemic. So a lot of people now are even, being really upset, starting to realize that we might need something new right now.
Did he explain why that happened? Like, I don't understand why they decided to go home. It seems wild that they made that decision to me.
Yeah, he never explained why. So, I'm not 100% sure why he did that.
So weird. So it seems like if you were trying your hardest to get people to lose faith in the country and in the Democrats, you would do that. That would be the move you would make.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they say like conservatives sometimes will do the worst version of a safety net thing or a government thing so that when it fails they can say like, see, it failed, the government did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I wanted to know, I mean, what is, like, the people that you're reaching out with your campaign, are these new folks? I mean, obviously we've seen a gigantic swell in like radical politics, and I think that it's the idea of even going after some of these incumbents. Like I said, Morgan Harper's is going after Joyce Beatty, who is like, when I did the number, when I read about the stuff that she's done and how many millions of dollars she's made, selling, like buying and selling her husband's real estate and using the government, like this is the kind of stuff that we're against. I feel like, I'm kind of in a bubble with Street Fight, but the country feels like they're ready for change when it comes to Democrats, and I don't know, what it's going to take to reach people, but it's at least gaining some steam,
Yeah, I completely agree. It definitely is, because I think now people are realizing, even though they should have already done so, but I think people are realizing that all Democrats are not created equal, and I think that it's a good thing for progressives, especially right now. I mean, the pandemic is unfortunate, but it's really opening up the eyes of so many people, especially Democrats, and they're looking at their leaders and how they're handling this situation, and they're starting to look outwards, and that's why a lot of people are being more receptive to our campaign and primarying Steny Hoyer.
Yeah, what I'm trying to think, like, are there, I mean, obviously you probably wouldn't have said let's go on vacation, but what are some of the things, like, I know weed legalization is like one of your big issues. What is the situation on that in Maryland?
So in Maryland, you can smoke weed for medicinal purposes, but it is illegal for you to do it recreationally. However, they decriminalize the small amounts. I think you can have like under 10 grams, and then it just becomes like a civil matter, like you have to pay a fine or something like that. Okay. I mean, it's almost better than us. How hard is it to get the medical card? I'm gonna be honest. I've tried to get one, and it's hard. And I guess it might depend on like also like your doctor if they want to write you like a referral to have one or something like that. I mean, I know a couple of my friends have gotten them. But you have to pay sometimes like $200, like $150 for the card.
Yeah, that seems to be the standard.
Yeah, it's like that here. It's like, me and Brad have just decided, but like we should both probably have cards. But we both are just like, it's, you know what? It's easier just to do it this way, which seems like a really counterproductive way to legalize something.
Yeah.
So if for people that aren't in Maryland that can't vote for you, that's District 5 that you're in, right?
Yes.
What's the best way to help the campaign?
Oh my goodness. The best way to help is to phone bank with us. We phone bank every single day. Before we phone bank, we have like a hype up call, which is really cool. I join the call as well, and we kind of like share stories and like give people advice to get on the call. But basically, it's just a hype up call to get everyone ready to do some phone banking during that time. And if people want to do a phone banking shift with us, you can go to our website at Michaela2020.com and just go to the volunteers tab and fill out the form. The form is called Dial with Style, and you can just sign up for a shift there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you for calling. And you know what? It was so nice to hang out on last year during the summer. It was very fun, and we got to hang out again when we get back out there. Which someday they're going to let us tour again, and we'll be there. I promise.
Of course. Thank y'all for having me on. You guys are hilarious. Love the show.
Yeah, you're the best, Michaela.
Have a good one. Peace. That's Michaela Wilkes running out of Maryland, Southern Maryland, not Baltimore, Maryland.
She's the best. I got to tell you.
Going after Steny Hoyer, that's a strong stance to take, right? The guy seems bulletproof according to the old heads of Democrats.
Oh yeah.
They think that, but I think that those people need to be challenged. All of them should be challenged. Any chance that we get.
Fuck yeah, I agree.
All right, ready for our next call?
Get call?
Next call. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tom in Maryland. I ironically live in Michaela's district.
Will you please vote for her?
Can you do that?
She's very cool. I've hung out with
absolutely.
her.
I was at y'all's DC show, and I met her there, and I went to a Green New Deal event of hers up in Edgewater.
Perfect.
It goes over from, like, South Annapolis all the way down to, like, the boondocks in Maryland. So.
Yeah,
no, she's really cool, and, I called in, like, last year about, like a sewage issue, and, like, her campaign was super receptive in terms of, like, getting back to me. They got back to me quicker than any elected official did.
Wow.
And they showed up when I held like this like town hall meeting and kind of like forced the county's hand. Like our campaign people showed up and like took minutes at the meeting and everything. So they're for real. I can definitely attest to that.
That is fucking crazy. You called in. Oh yeah, you had the. I don't remember the whole story, but I do remember trying to hook you up with legal help in Maryland the best I could.
Yeah, I haven't had too much movement on that, and I mean that's all right because it's on contingency. So I'm sure he's doing the best he can if that's going anywhere. But yeah, so that is pretty wild that Michaela is the caller right in front of me.
She's so good.
Synchronicity.
So, no, she's the real deal, and she's so nice. And if there's anybody who's going to take on Steny Hoyer, it's going to be her.
Yeah, she deserves it.
I wanted to talk to you guys about this like phenomenon that I've noticed in terms of like takeout food and stuff. So I'm a big fan of nachos. So go out and get some nachos, stimulate the economy.
Wait, can I
go to this local
Can I stop you for 1 second? Nachos.
Yeah.
A terrible to-go food. A terrible order from Grubhub food. Like it was like I would never do that. You just get a bunch of wet corn. Bunch of wet slices of corn. But go ahead. It's okay.
I don't know. It's like a step up sometimes to get them out than just making them at home, just because like the ingredients, like what they got on them. But yeah, you're right. But so I get to the place yesterday, and I'm sitting in the parking lot, and there's like this group of like probably like 12 people just standing there, like tailgating their to-go order, like in the parking lot, like cans in hand, just chilling, like whole families. And so
I'm seeing that a lot too.
Seen anything like that?
I am seeing that a lot now.
Yeah,
I went for my walk yesterday. It was beautiful outside, and I was walking through the Sayota Mile, which is a place I've been walking there every day for like 5 years, so I just do it out of habit. And there was like 6 people sitting together with a grill. It's illegal to even have a fucking grill at this place. And they just brought their own grill, and they were like, hey, we're not even supposed to be hanging out. Fuck it. Might as well bring a grill, too.
Keep breaking the law.
Yeah, let's just break all the laws we can, but it's all white people.
Yeah.
It's all like, it's all the kind of people that don't get busted for that kind of shit.
Yeah. Let me say, first of all, I did order nachos this week and fucking loved it.
It's like
cheap. It's so cheap. It's like the burritos are $9, the nachos are $5. I'm like, throw that on. Get a burrito and a nacho.
And if you have some tortilla chips at home, I mean, it's just you just scoop up the rest at the end with the tortilla chips. It's very easy.
I pick up my own goddamn food. I don't sit around and let some Grubhub asshole masturbate in the parking lot when my food gets all sweaty.
Oh, I live on like Southern Maryland, so it's like there's, I don't know, if I'm paying for Grubhub, it's going to be like a long time. Like, it's just easier to drive the 5 miles and get it myself anyway. So.
Yeah, I pick it up myself.
Oh, man. Oh, but I also saw this, I wanted to mention this. I walk my dog, like, the same route every day, probably, like, a mile or so. And I have this neighbor that's a cop, like a local cop. And during this, he has put up a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in front of his house, which is the most ironic. This motherfucker is treading on people every day.
That's
at
his
work,
job. Is the tread doing the treading.
Doing the treading, putting the boots to the neck, and then he comes home and is like, "Damn, I'm victimized. Don't tread on me.
Don't do it back."
There is
no
by
get
my
backs,
house,
no get backsies is what that's called.
something that gave me like a little bit of a pop or like made me feel a little better about people yesterday was there's a guy in my neighborhood who put all of his Christmas inflatables back in his front yard, and one of them's Yoda, and he put a poster board around its neck that says, "Social distancing humans must be." I walked by it with my brother yesterday, and I went like this. That's Yoda. He's from Star Wars.
Says everything backwards.
That's how he talks. I'm a real geek now.
Yeah.
You're a big time geek about
You were like
Star Wars.
You pushed up your glasses and you started snorting.
Social distancing humans must do. Which I was like, you know what? It is fucking corny and geeky, but it is also like
that's what he
right
would say.
Message and the heart's in the right place.
Yeah, that's how Yoda
would
would say it if he was telling us to social distance.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, well, thanks for taking my call. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, you know, obviously a little bit disillusioned with electoral politics, I guess, on the main stage. But no, like, you know, with Bernie Sanders dropping out in short order endorsing Biden with no concessions. But no, like, Michaela Wilkes is really the real deal. So I'm going to vote for her. That's basically the only reason I haven't really changed my party affiliation, just to get that sour Democratic taste out of my mouth, so I can still try and push her over the line ahead of Steny Hoyer. But it's good to know that the campaign is still carrying on in full effect. So I've been doing some like no contact deliveries for food through Bread for the City and like the southeast wards of DC.
That's great.
But yeah, that's good to know that she's still carrying the fight on through all this, and I'm definitely gonna have to hop on and volunteer in the phone bank.
Stop ordering nachos, buddy. But thanks for calling in.
Oh, man, I'm a trashy boy. You know, I can't do it.
It's like it's like cereal. You're basically ordering soggy cereal.
You ever had chilaquiles before?
I don't know what that is.
It's where they take a bunch of chips, fresh fried tortilla chips, and then just cover it in sauce, and it just becomes soggy. It's so good.
Okay. That's
I like sauce. Here's the thing.
Like,
I'm not afraid to use a fork on my nachos.
If you're ordering out, if you're ordering out, there's certain foods that you don't want to get. I personally, I don't like to get French fries from these places.
Yeah.
Because once they get to you, they're all fucking wet and gross.
One Angie's Pizza sells, no, Hound Dog's Pizza sells queso fries. And they literally throw fries in. They put aluminum foil inside of styrofoam, put the fries in there, put the queso on top, and close that right up.
Yeah.
Just let it get soggy.
Soggy, cheesy mess.
See, the thing about nachos is that I have had them where they put the nachos separate from the lettuce, separate from the pico, separate from the sour cream, separate from the beans. But then you have so much trash that you've created when you could all just let it all marry together in the box and use a fork.
Yeah.
When it gets gross.
Yeah.
Nachos.
Thank you guys later. Thanks for taking my call.
Nachos.
Just not. I love nachos, man. I make my own nachos.
You know what
sometimes.
I do the nacho man. Remember that commercial?
Yes, I do. I like nachos. It's not a thing where I'm like.
They're not that bad to go, to be honest. I enjoy
They're the worst
them,
to go. They're the worst.
You know why they're the best to go? Because you don't eat them all, and you should not eat a whole thing of nachos.
Dude, let me tell you about my fries thing. I've been firm believer. This is something I've been believing in for a very long time. Is that chips aren't a side. Okay, I've been saying that. My daughter hates it. My wife hates it. They hate that I have this fucking thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, you hate it.
I
by
hate
the
it.
way.
Yeah.
You hate it.
I rolled my eyes out of my head when you said that.
Been eating chips as a side lately because of COVID-19.
Wow.
Because these motherfuckers, they deliver your French fries and they're dog shit. By the
Yeah.
time they get to your house, they're soaking fucking wet. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Chips are the ultimate side. This is a fucking 180 for me on chips now.
Chips are
as a
like
side.
pickled French fries. Like they last longer.
Dude, you can also put them on the sandwich and it makes the sandwich better.
Yep.
It's crazy how good chips are. I don't know what I was thinking.
Try them on ice cream.
No.
That's the best. That's one of the best ways to get down with chips. My midnight snack has just been filling a bowl full of ice cream, and I bought like the sampler pack, and I just put chips, a whole bag of chips on top. That's my get down in the middle of the night.
You gotta get those cinnamon sugar chips and tell me all about.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, they see it sound gross as hell.
I would prefer sweet potato base on
I don't
that.
like cons anyway.
So I'm glad you're into chips now.
It's total. It's the most 180
Just
thing in the history of the world.
Plain.
No Doritos. I use Doritos a lot.
Oh,
because they're good on a sandwich. You know, but I
put
would eat any
Doritos on
kind
a
of
sandwich.
chips. Yeah.
What kind of a sandwich?
Well, before I came here tonight, I had a homemade Italian sub, and I dropped some Doritos in there.
Okay, little
hot gabagool,
little fusion,
hot sopressata, and pepperoni.
Mex Italian fusion.
It was a Mex Italian fusion. Yes, yes.
That sounds pretty bomb.
But now the kid is like up my ass because I buy the cheese Doritos.
Yeah.
Because I told her cheese is dog shit and ranch is the best. And then, so now she's like, you said cheese is dog shit, ranch is the best. And I'm like, I like cheese now. I don't know what COVID-19 is doing. I don't know what this quarantine's doing, but it's fucking making me do wild things, like watch Star Wars and eat like chips as a side.
Go watch people have sex in the park.
I didn't watch them have sex. Okay? Jeez. It's good on our calling.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, is this me?
If I would have stayed back and J.O''d, that would have been something. Okay? But I did not do that. I ran away.
You ran away in a terror.
They probably would have fucking loved it.
Oh, I know. They were looking for a third. They were shopping for a third. That's why they were out there.
They would have loved it if I J.O''d out there.
Hey, caller, it's you.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna be Lonnie for this one.
Howdy, Lonnie.
Drinking at work story.
Oh, okay. What's up? What kind of work you do?
Yeah, well, this one's like a big kind of throwback. This takes place probably 6 years ago or something. But you know, it was I don't know, kind of my first job, like out of college and everything. And like, you know, I think Brian, you mentioned a couple of times this idea of, you know, the forever job. It's like always wanting to find like the last job you'll ever have. You know,
yes,
just settle into like some niche. So yeah, I thought, you know, pizza shop work would be that for me. You know, just was, you know, working at the counter and like learning to make pizza and that kind of thing, kind of you know, learning the ropes of the place. And I mean, this was coming after you know, just having a really shitty job, and then like, you know, finding something that's like marginally better. You're just like, okay, I want to like hunker down here.
Yeah. I actually, can I tell you, I also, if it paid well, or if there was the opportunity for it to make, like, if I could make a solidly middle-class living, pizza shop would be a top level for me, too. I found that the people that work at pizza shops are my kind of people. Every time I've worked at two, and the people that decide for some reason to work at a pizza shop are the wildest people, and very, very fun to work with. You know, and I think I would have been the same way. It's like, you know, the thing is, there is a ladder to that job, right? There is, you make the pizza, maybe you become a manager, right? But if you don't become a manager, you can try to open your own shop, you know? Like,
there is a way to take something like that and make it your forever job, but that is a really, really hard transition, I think.
Yeah, no. I think it's like, I just didn't have the perspective either, because, what I was shooting for was just thinking like, oh man, if I make it to assistant manager of this place, I make like $13 an hour, and it's like, big money. Like, it was like making like $8 an hour, and just planning on just like, working my way up. And eventually I got to be, like a shift manager or something. And like, even as like a shift manager with like a key and just like, running like, shift and everything, it's like, okay, it's like $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
yeah,
I don't know, even then it's still like, just, I don't know, okay, maybe I can like just wait out one more person and get like, the assistant manager position or something. And I don't know, I was trying to be like, a good employee and like, really show my worth and, work the way up and everything. But then I guess eventually they hired on someone else who had been like a manager at a Popeyes or something. And so it was like definitely one of those people who just sort of, I guess, kind of has like, the game in mind, just like seem to come in with this like real, strategy of just being like, okay, I'm just going to be like, get on the cleaning all the time. Because I guess you like strike while the iron's hot when you're like the new person, like everyone else is kind of, slacked on like cleaning stuff and everything. So then you come and be like the squeaky wheel and like, just say like, okay, I'm starting a cleaning initiative here.
What happens, it actually happens, it happens in all levels of jobs. I have a friend that gets a new job, like, it seems like once a year, but every once or 2 years, he's just like a confident guy that will, like you said, make up a new plan for the business, or will just like walk into a place and say, this is how we're going to do it, and fall flat on his face and then just go to the next place and do it. And he's failed upwards. Like, he's only gone to like bigger and bigger places and been like, we need to scrap all this and try new things. And they were like, we'll give you $80,000 a year for that,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a music, man.
Yeah, and it happens. It happens in the world of retail management too, where somebody comes in and is just like you said. I care the most about cleaning. I'm going to make sure that these guys and gals, non-binary pals, get on their hands and knees and clean the seams of the fucking coolers and shit. Like,
yeah,
and that's what they can rely.
Totally.
They can rest on.
So they like formalized sort of the. Was it a locally owned pizza place?
No, this was a place that was like, I don't know, they have like, I guess 13 or 14 places, but it was based in like, like another city, like 2 hours away or something. So it was kind of it was like an outpost pretty much. Like there wasn't much like oversight.
Okay, so it was basically like a kind of, hey, we have a thing, we get it done, and that's it, right? Like before this manager came in, and then they came in and formalized and set up this whole new thing and made the job shittier?
It was even more like, it was like the general manager was still there, but, she came in as just like, another like shift manager or something that, just did enough, like, I don't know, I forget exactly how it played out, but like the general manager ended up getting fired, and, she got like, the general manager job. But, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much like, just the actual like owners of the company just heard like whoever wrote reports. And I think it was probably as simple as just, she would just write a bunch of like emails to them to, be like, oh, here's some progress on the cleaning problem. Like, I think at one point she wrote like a Yelp review, like under her own name still, but, just saying something about like, oh, great restaurant, friendly staff, but the cleaning seems to be the bit of an issue or something. Like, just even like setting things up like that, just to like establish your place or something. But yeah, I mean, pretty much by the time she got like the general manager saying I was like out, but anyway, the whole thing kind of been back just the drinking at work sort of part was like, just once I got to realizing like, oh man, she's just gonna end up being like general manager. Like pretty much just ended up like, bringing like just some beer or something with like, all the shifts that would work, because it was still apart from her like all the same kind of as you're talking about, like, the pizza shop sort of vibe where it's just like a fun place to work still, and also just not having to care about it anymore. It was like still a fun like couple weeks until like I ended up just quitting. But yeah, man, it was like the kind of start to finish like arc of just thinking like, oh, this is my like forever job, to just being like, man, just work just sucks in general.
Yeah, I mean that is the thing. Like, I thought McDonald's would be my forever job when I got that job.
Oh, you believed all that fucking bullshit ass propaganda literature on the front that said like those people
They let you watch a movie.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they give you a movie to watch.
I remember there was always pamphlets that were just like full of success stories about some fucking poor individual that got their life saved by McDonald's because they're a manager now. And they
What's his name from the commercial? Remember him? Like, he's walking down the street and everybody's like, God damn, Calvin.
Oh,
I think his name was Calvin. I can't remember what his exact name was, but like, I do remember being like, I do totally remember that, like,
his name was Calvin.
It was Calvin? Yeah, I figured it was.
Calvin
like,
got a job.
He's a manager. He's the manager. And I was like, I could be the manager. And the manager wore a button-up shirt. And like, I was like, that's really good enough for me. I'm going to sit back here and tell everybody what to do, and I'll make like $30,000 a year. Everybody's going to be happy, and that'll be my life. So like, every job I ever had was a forever job to me. Like, I will have this job for the rest of my life. Well, thank you for calling in. Or did you hang up already?
I didn't hang up on nobody.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for calling in, buddy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Have a good night. We're going to break.
Yeah, good night.
Now. Is there music?
There's no music.
Brett, send the music.
Could you fill up some time?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here filling some time.
This is going to be a guesstimation. Sorry.
Yeah, Brett, we forgot.
I forgot to check.
We were talking about Star Wars before. We were talking about Star Wars, and I'll give a movie recommendation to people. Murder in the Front Row is about the thrash metal scene in California and the Bay Area, and some of it's in LA. And
thrash metal scene means Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer.
Yeah, Exodus. There's a bunch of them. Suicidal Tendencies. Like, a lot of bands like that. It's like thrash metal, and it's just like this movie about a scene. And I wish they made more movies about scenes. Like, I wish it's like Decline of Western Civilization movies were kind of about scenes.
Yeah.
And I really do wish like that they would take, like, I would love to see the California nu metal scene.
Yeah.
The Bakersfield, Sacramento, like all those first bands were there. I would love to see a movie about those scenes.
There's got to be enough stuff together. I mean, it's amazing to me, like, listening to Metallica and then going on YouTube, and there are videos of some of their like earliest shows. I mean, you can see so much stuff on the internet now. That just, you have to like make a narrative out of it. I'm sure that the nu metal guys have even more video because it was cheap and easy at the time.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I think.
That's why they're pumping out skate vids, so easily, because you could just record whatever the fuck you want.
Absolutely.
All right, this week your music is brought to you by Agave Beats. They are at soundcloud.com/Agave Beats. We love agave, don't we, folks?
It's in tequila.
Mezcal.
I don't
right?
like it.
It's a cactus. You like cactuses, don't you?
You don't have to oh my God, remember how I laughed at all the cactuses?
You laughed at them in their face?
No, like as in like these are fucking goofy looking.
Yeah.
They really look like that shit in the cartoons.
I think I know who that last caller was.
Who?
Joe. He lives here.
In Ohio?
Yeah. Maybe just Eastern Ohio people all sound the same, but he sounded real familiar. I mean, it's not like salacious or anything, but I just think I recognize my voice.
Having a good time. I think it's so funny that Mike from Olympia called and plugged our fucking page.
I know, what was that? Awesome. I know, we should have been.
I think it is just watching. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Street Fight Radio. It's the call-in show. Thanks to all of y'all that showed up to watch us on the live stream. Right now we're trying to really get our numbers up on Twitch. So if you can, if you have a Twitch account and you're watching us somewhere else, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, head over to Twitch. We need more live viewers so that we can get the partnership status. If that's too much to ask, don't worry about it. Brian and I are working on expanding our streaming capabilities since, quarantine's happened. And we'll be bringing more content throughout the week. So look for that. You can follow Street Fight Radio on all of the social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, we're Street Fight WCRS. On Twitch, our username is Street Fight Radio. So come hang with the gang. And the chat is going off. Lots of good people in there. Dr. Vogue is in here. Grindcore Enthusiast. I saw Lydia was in there earlier. Ghost of Ghost Dad. Lots of good people in here adding a lot to the conversation. They're talking about eating cactuses right now. Nepales. Which
I like cactus.
I fucking had a Nepales torta when I was in Los Angeles. When I got my knee tattooed at Marginalized Tattoo by Dave Davenport. Look him up. He's in Los Angeles. We had some time to kill, so I went and got lunch and had a cactus fucking torta that was really goddamn good. So I love Nepales. If you want more of that music, it was Agave Beats. That's some perfect music to chill to, relax, work, whatever, study, whatever you need. Agave Beats is available at soundcloud.com/agavebeats. Thanks for sending that in. If you want to send your music into the show, send us a DM, send us an email, streetfightradio@gmail.com, or message us on Patreon, whatever it is. You ready to get back into these calls?
I am. Let's get some people on the phone.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey. Yo, am I on?
Yep,
yes.
This is you.
Hell yeah. This is Yakov from West Tennessee. First time caller, somewhat of a, I'll say about a year listener, maybe at this point.
Hey, that's a long time.
Maybe less than that.
That's a long time for
I
us.
appreciate that.
Hey, what's going on tonight?
Not too much. I've been just drinking some hot tea because my throat is sore. I don't think it's the COVID. I think it's just allergies. But,
yeah, allergies been giving people panic attacks now, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a lot of them because of mine, and it's just like you're like, uh-oh, what is this? And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, allergy season.
Yeah, this happens every year, but yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I mean, maybe it's a good thing. It's stopped me from getting back on the bottle, but also because I don't want to drink when I'm already my throat's shitty and I'm gonna wake up with a bunch of phlegm the next morning. But I also miss Jack Daniels, so kind of at that point of the quarantine.
Jack Daniels guy, huh?
Yeah, I'm from Tennessee. That's
Jack Daniels, if you please. I love that. That's one of my favorite country songs. Jack Daniels, if you please. Drop me to my knees.
Who's that by?
David Allan Coe. A very problematic guy, but has a lot of really great country music songs. As Brett says, I only listen to problematic country artists. So
I mean, is there another kind of country artist?
There's the new guys that people try to get me into, but I sort of I don't know. The new guys that are libs or leftists. I mean, I think it's neat that they're doing it, but it just always happens. It's weird. It's hard to do that honky tonk sound, with a leftist bent. And it's also just hard to write leftist songs in the style that I like, because the style that I like is guys crying about a woman leaving them. That's all I care about. I like listening to guys drinking and crying. There's an album by a guy named Daniel Romano, and it's kind of new, and it's called Come Cry With Me. and it's one of my favorite country albums ever. I guess there's a recommendation.
All right. Yeah, no, I'll check some of that stuff out. Like I said, I'm from Tennessee, so definitely grew up around a lot of country music, never really got into it.
How old are you?
I was more like into I'm 23.
Yeah, like that's like the only reason my daughter, who is 15, likes country music is because it's been around since she was born, you know? Like there's always been like Waylon Jennings. I played Waylon Jennings a lot when she was a kid.
All right.
And like so she kind of digs it, but it's like your whole life most country music was like not great. You know, it was like that you were there when it turned into pop music, which is a bummer, but you know, there's a lot of really good old stuff. Daniel Romano, check out Come Cry With Me by Daniel Romano if you like listening to men cry.
No, definitely. Like I listen to a lot of music, and some, like, I guess some stuff that I listen to would sort of be in the folkier, countryer side of things.
Well, I'll tell you this too, like Sturgill Simpson's album Meta Modern Sounds in Country Music is really good. Like that album, that's like old country.
That's good.
Oh yeah, it's great, and it's all about drugs, like most of it. So that's kind of cool too.
Oh yeah.
So what's going on
I was actually straight edge up until fairly recently, but I guess we can talk about the straight edge thing. So I was straight edge actually up until very recently. I only started drinking like in my senior year of college, which I guess is one of the things I felt like talking about tonight was just how fucked up academia is. Because I like just sort of graduated college this past summer, and I went into college not really knowing. Well, I let me put it this way: I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and it was basically I really knew what everyone else wanted me to do, and I thought that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. What was it? Like, what was the major?
So I went in as a history major because I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I thought I wanted to teach history because it was like the one thing I was good at in high school. It was like I made very good grades in history class, as opposed to everything else, which I made like decent grades in English and stuff, but I was never like a math or science guy. And my history teacher thought I was a really bright kid, and so I ended up doing like History Bowl and like National History Day and stuff. And because a lot of it was just like, it was like cool stories to me or whatever. And I've always just liked cool stories. I grew up in like a storytelling family. So I was like, all right, yeah, let me be a history teacher. I'll get to like help kids learn stuff and maybe like, because I grew up like Jewish in the deep South, and in the very rural deep South until like the 5th grade. So I encountered like a lot of bigotry and shit. And so I wanted to like teach kids history was my idea of like, oh, that's how we'll like counteract that. Like I'll make sure kids know history and then they won't be racist.
Yeah, that's admirable, you know?
Yeah, and then sort of like I got into college and I took 2 history courses and was like, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. And I mean, it's cool. And I've since, getting out of college and even just not being a history major, and like getting into lefty politics and stuff, I've learned a lot more about history in like maybe the past year than I did for like the 4 years that I was in college. I don't know. But
I mean, I guess like there's like a narrative way of teaching history a lot of times that I don't know, like it can make you feel I don't know, it makes it seem harder to like learn or develop a thing, especially in college where, if you're just getting your bachelor's, they're not really letting you do what you want to do. They're not like saying, hey, go find some primary sources and come up with some sort of a theory of history or something like that.
Right,
and like
right.
when you get out, I feel like when you get out, you have a better chance of just being like, well, I'm just going to read what I'm interested in and then try to find that stuff, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. And like I was in a way lucky. Like I went to like a really good college to be a history major at. And so that's what sort of made me realize this is not what I was wanting to do, because I was getting like the best possible, maybe not the best possible, but like for me, being like, I'm like half stupid. Like I'm half really smart and I'm half really stupid. And I got into like a pretty good college that was like, it was in Arkansas. It was like probably the best college in the state of Arkansas. Especially for like history stuff, because they actually had like a history professor that specializes in Native American studies, which is what I thought I wanted to like zoom in on. Because my grandma had this crazy theory about like, well, not even a theory, but she always just told me like, Jacob, like Native Americans are like the Jews of America.
Wow.
Which I don't know about that one, but it, you hear certain stuff at a young enough age, it like imprints on you.
Yes.
So I was like, yeah, let me help like study Native American history. It's like not a thing that was taught to me a whole lot, but I was very interested in, and I was like, more people need to know about this, because I mean, Native Americans getting fucked over all the time. Let me see if I can help out with that. I don't know. I'm very scatterbrained at that point. No, I still am, but in a different way. And so I was like, all right, cool. I'll so 1 second. Mom, I'm on the phone to Street Fight. I'll talk to you in a second. I will do the dishes. I know. Okay, fine. I'll go in the kitchen. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't know if you were doing a bit at first, so but
no, it's sadly not a bit. I live with the mom.
Hey,
Hey, if your mom says do them dishes, you better do the fucking dishes.
That's the problem.
Oh no, I will. I definitely will. I eat enough. I have to do the dishes. I'm just eating just all the time now. I was before, but especially now that it's like the only thing I have to do. I'm just constantly eating.
No, I'm the same. I have to stop. I'm trying to figure out ways to make it stop, or I'm like finding, I've been like just drinking juice, like just a little bit of juice or something, to like not end up eating like just a tortilla with peanut butter in it or something, because I'm bored.
Right. No, I just like ate like a plate of spaghetti and an egg roll.
All right.
Wow, that's a wild meal there. That's as weird as Doritos and an Italian sub. That's actually not weird. That's customary.
That's
right.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. No, I'm like a very skinny guy, but I eat like I'm not. It's very weird.
That's going to catch up. Let me tell you something. I was too, and it caught up with me.
Now people on the street comment on the size of his gut.
Yeah, now people on the street, yeah.
Yeah, my dad says it's coming full, and I believe him. But, yeah, it was sort of, okay, that brings me to another reason why I called, and I'll sort of maybe go back to the academia thing. For a little bit, but so like I said, I live out in West Tennessee. I'm back living with my parents, and I'm in this very small rural town. It's about an hour away from Memphis, and because of this COVID stuff that's been going on, there's like like a lot of the like our 2 restaurants or whatever. It's a bit of an under exaggeration, but they've been like having trouble with stuff, and like, obviously rural communities are getting really hit hard by this. But I was reading this article in like
one of the Memphis newspapers that was like, local chef goes back to his small town to help out local restaurant. And at first I was reading, I was like, oh, he's gonna like, donate his hours of time or whatever, and it's gonna mean that like people are like the workers are gonna make more money or something, or like he's donating plates to like the less fortunate because we got like a lot of poverty in our community, like fucking Marsha Blackburn and her like evil fucking legislation has just like rained down opiates onto my fucking community. So like I'm like, oh, there's like this guy's gonna like actually do something, but of course like nothing is ever that fucking simple and good in fucking West Tennessee. So this guy comes to this local restaurant and he basically starts making his own food out of this local restaurant to have like Sunday dinners or whatever, and he's charging like $35 a plate.
This guy is he was somewhere else and he like came back home.
Yeah, so he moved to the city. He moved to Memphis, and then he came back just for like today to charge $35 a plate to like golf and ass.
And probably so limited too, like only a few get to do it. It's like Kevin Smith just did in LA. He just opened a Moobies over Postmates for about a week and a half. One of our writers for the TV show, Drew Spears, said he was going to order it. I'm going to have to ask him
Movies
about
report?
that, see if he ate the Moobies. But yeah, he did that, and it was like, it's so weird to I don't know. It's just that pop-up thing is always so weird to me because it's so limited, dude. So limited. It's like nobody gets to eat it.
Right, and it's like he's getting this coverage in this like fucking bougie hipster newspaper in Memphis that's like, fucking hero going to help a bunch of fucking country bumpkins. But he's just like helping like the fucking country club people. And not even helping, he's just charging them. Like he's just doing a capitalism. That's all it is.
That's true.
He's just that's all that's happening is like the normal capitalist bullshit, but like during a pandemic, and he's getting fucking praise for this shit. And maybe I'm missing something, and if I am, and anyone from my like hometown or like fucking 40 people or whatever hears this and says I'm wrong, it's fine, whatever, I'll take the L on that one. But it's just fucking ridiculous to me. Like we got fucking people ODing and shit all the time. We got people living in fucking trailers, and you like your big old fucking charity piece that gets written up in the flyer is about you charging people like $100 for a family meal on Sunday dinner in the middle of a fucking pandemic. I'm sorry, that just pisses me off.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying there. I get like it is. I think it's such an odd time to sell, right? If you're not giving it away.
Yeah.
It didn't say anything about him giving the money away at all.
Oh no, because like here's what's like, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell myself here for a second. Like my family bought one of these fucking meals.
Oh, how was it? Was it good?
It was good. It was good, and it wasn't worth it was not worth like $100 for our family of 3 people.
Your mom's gonna come in here and whoop your ass when she hears how ungrateful you are about the food she got for you.
Oh, trust me, like I am from a family full of smart asses. We're all used to it at this point. But
no, I agree though. It's a weird thing to be like, you know what? My food is fucking amazing. I'm a big city chef. I'm going to take this somewhere else, and like my benevolence will be sharing my big city food with you backwoods people.
Right.
That's what it would feel like to me if somebody had moved away
exactly what it
to a big city. Memphis is a big food city too. So they were like, I can't do it here. So I'm going to go. I'll fucking go out to Memphis and I'll handle all this. And then people will be very impressed with me. I would be insulted.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm insulted by it.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was gonna like translate or whatever, or if it was just my fucking like country ass anger.
Well,
over
people do
something,
that
but, yeah.
here too.
Yeah, we have
like,
that a
we
lot.
have a lot of that kind of let's bring some stuff to the ignorant like Columbus, Ohio people.
Farmers,
you know,
teat pullers.
Yeah, farmers. I love when I love like I always loved playing on that farmer thing. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you're still kind of in the realm of Chicago too, where Chicago has this big city thing. We have a lot of people that go to Chicago and then come back and are like, I learned all of these amazing things that you fucking hicks don't even know about. And then they start serving fucking bone broth for $12 a cup or whatever it is. Yeah. And then they get something written about them, about how they're like, the prodigal son or daughter is returning home after their journey to Chicago to bring us back really expensive ice cream that we haven't had before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Look, we're getting like overcharged. Isn't it fucking great? We get this fucking boutique hipster shit.
Yeah.
And I think I was listening to the episode that had Brace on it before, and I was like, yes, that's so fucking accurate. About like how all America is just becoming this like monoculture of just overpriced boutique bullshit.
Yeah.
That like in the few cities that had some fucking character, they're just like scraping it away to replace it with fucking Denny's.
Well, we've talked about that a lot on tour. It's like we've been to like a lot of the big cities in the country, probably most of them, really. I think. I mean, there's probably a few we haven't been to. Miami being one, like Florida. We were trying to get down to Florida, but they have roughly the same stuff. I mean, there are ethnic sections of bigger cities where you can get very good stuff, but roughly the same.
I don't think so. I mean, there's some place. I think that I felt very jaded by it, and I think it's wrong. After visiting all the cities across the country, they do have a lot of their own flavor. Like, the only place you could ever get a decent biscuit is in the South. That's not something that you can't open a boutique biscuit shop in San Francisco and have it not be dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that place in LA was selling Popeye's chicken out the back door. Was selling repurposed Popeyes.
Yeah. The big cities have a lot.
A while ago. That's wild.
That's funny though. That's a cool trick to do. Who was the one place that was buying take and bake pizzas?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, that's an insane thing to do because take and bake is so expensive.
Really? That's cheaper than. It's cheaper than pre-made.
Not the place I go, man. You're spending like a lot more on the take and bakes than you are on the place I like. The take and bake pizza is more expensive. Yes, more expensive than ordering an actual pizza, like to your house.
I used to always go on there too for Tuesday day.
That's true. I did that. That is cheaper. But I know the feeling of feeling kind of insulted, and for us, Columbus isn't like the smallest city. But, like, there are a lot of people who become very successful here, move away, and then come back and are like, I'm just going to crush it here now. Oh, I did stuff in Brooklyn. Now when I come here, people are going to love it. And then people don't love it.
Yeah, they get away with it. And, like, it's
right.
The most infuriating thing is that everybody buys into that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the people that are left behind want to be talked down to. Like, please, what kind of new treats did you bring from the big city?
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. Call back sometime.
Absolutely. Hey, before I leave, if I could just shout out Memphis DSA real quick. Because, like, before all this COVID stuff, I was going into the city to volunteer with them a bunch, and I was trying to start up, like, a rural outreach program. But Memphis DSA is doing some really amazing work, and we were successful with a bunch of other groups from Tennessee to, it's called Debonify. This guy who is a state representative from like, the Memphis area who's doing a bunch of like crooked-ass shit. We got it where he can't run as a Democrat again because he was doing a bunch of like stuff that was like even right wing for Republicans, so we got his ass, and we're doing a whole bunch of good stuff in West Tennessee. So shout out to DSA.
Sweet,
Thanks for calling
Glad
in.
to hear, yeah. Thanks for calling in. Have a good one.
My pleasure, y'all.
All right.
You too.
Love that stuff. I love small town pride. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's cool stuff.
Yeah,
man. There's
like-
a lot of good stuff happening there. A lot of
we
people
don't-
in places like that can cook really well too because
They put their ankle in it.
yeah, they put their ankle in it.
It's like, yeah, they're like, we don't have overnight oats here because we aren't going to pay $10 for someone to soak fucking oats in coconut milk overnight.
Yeah.
We can do that ourselves.
Yeah, we can do
We can
that.
go to Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, we'll go to the Piggly Wiggly and make some overnight oats.
I'll go to fucking Food Lion.
I can make avocado toast for almost no money.
Guess what? Purple potatoes taste like fucking white potatoes. You're getting screwed over.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Them purple carrots taste just like orange carrots.
I know.
They're
But
the
they
same-
look good on the plate. That's a presentation thing.
Okay.
They taste the same though.
That's why. Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're
yeah,
right. You're
yeah.
right. No, I know. I understand it, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a big fine dine. I don't go to fine dining places a lot, but when I do appreciate a good presentation.
Okay. You like to Instagram your plates. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who
No,
we talking
I never
to?
do that, actually.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
Hey, man, it's Steve in Shanghai.
How's it
Oh,
going?
you're in China. How's China doing? I hear you're all getting to go
China's
out a
doing
little
fine.
more.
Yeah, today is the first day my wife got to go back to her office.
How was it? Is there still like some trepidation?
No, not really. I mean, everybody has to wear a mask when you go outside.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's perfectly fine. I don't give a shit. I mean, that happens every winter and then sometimes in the summer too.
Yeah, okay. Well,
where are you at again?
Shanghai.
Shanghai.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you the one that DM'd us about it?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, cool. Thank you. So where are you at? Where is everything at right now then?
Well, everything is mostly reopened. The only really big thing is right now, anybody who's not a Chinese citizen can't come into the country. So we have friends that got bugged out and are trapped in, there's some guy in India, there's a guy who's stuck in Thailand.
Oh, no.
They can't get back in. There's a guy we know who's from Ukraine. He made it back in, but his landlord changed the locks and won't let him back into his apartment.
Whoa.
Oh.
They're all weird and afraid of foreigners at that place.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Man, yeah. That's like kind of sounds like what our future is going to be too, as people are going to be, racist about it.
Just paranoid. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So how long was your lockdown?
I don't know, we weren't ever really fully locked down in Shanghai, but she didn't go to work since the end of January.
Okay.
And things were really weird, mostly through February. Like, we kind of panicked and we took off to Japan for a week to see how things were going to shake out. And then we came back because we've got our apartment and our cats and all this stuff here. We didn't want to leave it behind.
Yeah.
And, like, they've just been reopening things. You can go out, get food, get coffee.
Can you sit inside?
Kind of big venues aren't open anymore.
Can you sit inside at places?
Yeah, you can go into the restaurants.
Oh.
They all have, like, hand sanitizer everywhere. There's signs say, like, wear a mask unless you're eating, shit like that.
Yeah.
The public park across the street from us is reopening, but they got to check people in. And it's not open all night like it used to be.
Okay, so it's probably going to be like almost. It'll be like almost like, but I'm looking at this as how our thing ends. It's like it gets fairly normal, like
it's like 90%, yeah.
Yes.
But you can't go to concerts and shit though, right?
Are there concerts and shit?
Well, I don't think so. There are like Instagram museums and shit that we've been to since the last 2 weeks or so. So museums, like there's things that's open. It's not locked down by any means.
And
they're just not doing really big events, I think.
this happened because they were because the amount of new cases was going down, like they felt it was coming.
Yeah, they did that contact tracing thing with the phone apps and stuff.
Okay.
And people that got the red code, they had to go into quarantine for 2 weeks, stuff like that.
That's
so
right.
They've kind of been on top of it. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better.
Probably than here.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we're
that's
not testing anybody.
Yeah, watching America fuck it up from here is crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, on this end, I had a moment this week where I was just like, it really is the worst possible people. The thing that I hate the most about being alive is that you have enough of a brain to imagine something that's just like incrementally better. That would just change everything. Like I can't. It's so hard to sit here and just watch people fuck this thing up. I mean, I guess I'm stuck in my house, just gonna go mad. But they're already kicking people out the door to go start watching movies again. It's in some places.
Yeah,
where's that at?
Georgia. That's gonna be bad.
Georgia has movie theaters.
Vegas was like, we'll be a control group, and it's like, fucking dude, people fly to Vegas and then fly home. That is not helpful at all. Tourism, you're not helping anybody.
Yeah, for a while it was locked down here. Like you couldn't go to other provinces or cities and shit.
Were they doing the
and they,
taking the temperatures? What about that stuff?
Yeah. They still do that. Like everywhere you go, there's a guy with a little laser thermometer, and they'll scan you and just wave you through. Our front gate at our apartment is like that.
I love that. Why do we?
The guards real friendly and shit here.
It's just like I'm sitting here rotting in a hole at my house, and I'm watching like all of this future tech. They're talking about all these things while in America we have folks trying to get arrested so that they can have play dates on the playground and shit, and people storming the state house demanding that they can get a haircut.
Yeah, I think we just don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the system to do it, and they don't want to admit it,
It's not just that, though. It's the community. Like, people in America are real, like, bullheaded and individualistic, whereas in China and Japan and Korea, it's way more community-oriented. So people are like, I'll wear my mask to help protect you as well.
Oh,
God, beautiful.
Fuck, I would love to hear that.
But
kind of
everybody
stuff.
there is hard-headed and stupid, and they want their haircuts and shit.
Yeah, people here think that you can literally just read about medicine and get a pretty good idea about it.
That's true. That is true.
People think that if you stay up long enough in the middle of the night, you can understand, like, disease and virus spreads.
Yeah, just watch a bunch of YouTubes.
If somebody with a PhD tells you it'd be okay if you went out, then if somebody with a PhD says you can go out, they don't care what the PhD's in. It could be an intelligent design, and they'd be like, "This motherfucker was saying that it's okay if I go out."
He knows.
Yeah, I just think I really feel like the real thing is that like we don't have power over the insurance companies, and we don't have power over the hospital system and the for-profit pharmaceutical system, and there's no like coherent healthcare system. So we don't have a way to mobilize a massive response to this where we're testing everybody and we're taking temperatures and all that stuff. Like there isn't a system to do that. And they don't want to say there isn't a system to do that because we're supposed to have the best healthcare system in the world. Because it's not really a system, is the thing. It's just a collection of private businesses trying to make more money than each other, or soak each other for more money, or get the most amount of money possible. And I think that's why they're not testing everybody, because we all know the simple solution is just to fucking test everybody and then quarantine the people that have it. That's the fucking solution.
Yeah.
And I don't see, I don't, that's the way I look at it, is like, you could just do that. I don't know how it works. I don't know how a system works. But I do feel like a Medicare for all sort of situation makes it much easier to pool the resources together to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like, They have that here. They have that in Korea, and Korea's really on top of that shit too.
Yeah,
they were running people through drive-through tests, and they've got you can buy better health care, but everybody gets the public health care for free.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I mean it's just it's frustrating to be here because it also like it reinforces that attitude. Like for me, it makes me understand that I am all alone. Like I think that they are sending the message that I do have to just look out for me and my wife and my kid, and I shouldn't worry about anybody else but them. Like they've pushed it to that point because they aren't. There's like I can't do anything outside of them. Like we can't create a system outside of them. They would kill us if we tried to do something like that. So we're stuck with them, and at the same time, it just keeps building this resentment of like, there's nothing I can do except for be fucking selfish right now. You know, like that's what you feel like you're forced to that point, and then it just becomes a natural way of being. You know, once you've lived here your whole life.
Yes. It's really the people that are trying to get back out here, they are like some of our most selfish. They're kind of some of our most selfish people anyway, and they're the ones. I mean, they're just selfish, but also somebody posted a poll yesterday that said that more people believe in vampires than believe we should open up. So
that's good.
It's a media. That's a two-pronged thing to me. It's weird that there is a non-zero number of people that believe in vampires.
Well, it just depends how you. Statistics is all about how you ask the question.
Okay.
If you ask me if I believe in the possibility of vampires, then yes.
Yes.
But like,
I agree.
Have I been visited? I haven't
though.
been visited by one, but I bet they're out there.
I don't agree that there's a chance that there's vampires for real. That's just my opinion.
They don't want you to know about it, dummy.
Okay. Well, I mean, but how could they hide it?
Be secretive?
You can't.
You can't?
You couldn't be that secret.
They only come out at night.
Yeah.
I'm up all night though. I've been out at all hours of the night. Never seen a vampire. Ever.
It's true.
But yeah, I think that like, they think those people think the media overblows the threat of coronavirus. I think that the media overblows their movement. And like, a lot of people have been talking about this, but this really does remind me of the Tea Party movement, where it was like everybody was like, these fucking wackos, these crazy people, but the Tea Party movement was successful.
Yeah.
It was very successful. They are the president now. They run most of the parts of the government.
Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah. Dan Crenshaw exists.
Yeah.
So like, I think we have to worry about them. I do, because, even if it's astroturfed, it's still getting to people.
They're the minority that rules.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the reason that you get fed up with NPR is because they're like, we have to, more people believe in vampires than opening up the economy. But every news station in the world is going to be like, it's 50-50 right down the middle. Half of us want to open up the economy. Half of us don't. Let's have a discussion. Let's give all of this airtime to fucking coronavirus protesters.
People are saying that there's coronavirus, that this coronavirus thing is a hoax. And it's like fucking your uncle.
Right.
That drives a fucking $80,000 truck that has a 3%er sticker on the back of it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in. It's good to hear that China's getting back to normal, because it makes me feel like maybe we can start to get there.
Yeah, just hang in there.
Thank you. We will.
Well, Ohio's good. We need to shut the fucking
shape.
Borders off and kick everybody else that ain't Ohio.
That's true. Let's just kick everybody that's not from Ohio out of Ohio.
It's definitely Ohio versus the world now.
Yes.
That's what's going forward. And it's all because Bill Gates wants to force everybody to get the mark of the beast. That's the only reason that we're stuck in this fucking house, because Bernie Sanders is going to take his money.
True. Okay.
Oh, we got 5G all over the place here, though.
See? That's what I'm screaming.
5G, that's some dangerous shit. That makes your nuts stop working or something. That's what I hear. Well, thanks for calling in, buddy. We really appreciate it.
Peace.
International callers.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, later on.
Motherfucking China checking in.
China. I'm kind of glad things are going relatively normal, though, you know? Like, in China. I mean, I guess, like, for me, the masks in public thing, but that's, like, a normal thing. Like, there are times where you have to wear a mask anyway there, so that's something. I feel... that made me feel a little more confident in the future.
Okay.
I think.
I'm glad to hear that.
Because I really want to get back. I want to go back and do it all over, but I can't go back anymore. I don't know who sings it. It's probably Mike and the Mechanics or some shit.
I don't know that song.
I want to go back because I'm feeling so much older and I can't go back anymore. I can look it up, man. Do we got any more calls?
Yeah, we got quite a few more calls.
Oh,
Eddie
no.
Money.
Well, we got, like,
that's an Eddie Money track.
That's an Eddie Money. I want to go back.
You're killing it, dude.
I'm not fuck, dude. I'm
Dig
a good
deep.
singer. I know
Dig
a
deep
lot
into
of.
it.
I know a lot of songs.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hi. Am I on?
You're on. Who's this?
What's up? It's Lydia from Ohio.
Hey, Lydia. We know how it's going in Ohio. We're here.
We sure do know how it's going in Ohio.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Better than most.
Honestly, not too bad. I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but we love our Republican governor.
Yes.
We kissed his ass. And yeah, I don't know.
We do love that guy. We love him and Dr. Amy.
Dr. Amy Acton is the other big celebrity in Ohio right now.
We're just all crushing on her.
Yeah, we're gonna have. There's gonna be Amy Acton shirts at the thrift store for a very long time.
Nice. Yes. I love how the guy's just from China, and you were like, Ohio has taken over the world. It's like, no, it really has though. Ohio's everything that anyone talks about. Like, everyone else who lives in the Midwest who isn't from Ohio is jealous that they're not from Ohio.
I know. Everything revolves around us. Jenny, we just found out Jenny's Ice Cream is involved with
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein and some sort of...
Yep.
Yeah.
It just all happens here. Uncle Joe Biden came here in 2016 to do the ice cream speech. Les Wexner was the benefactor that set up Jeffrey Epstein. So
I mentioned on a recent episode of Shocktober that when this thing's over, they don't get to call us dumb anymore because we handled it well.
Okay.
But we still, like, we could still open up on an early day and fuck this whole thing up. But so far, we've been one of the better places. Yes. So you can't call us Florida Man anymore. Florida Man is still Florida Man. Yeah. I mean, we still got some wacky people
Ohio
out here.
women.
Yeah. We're Ohio women.
I love that. Okay, how do we... I called, I guess, tonight. I'm a little drunk, but I called tonight to get your guys' perspective on selling trash to men through DMs on Twitter.
Like, what is the trash?
Specifically, he would like fingernail clippings and spit.
Like barf?
Spit.
Oh, I thought she said sick.
No, just spit.
Sick.
He said that actually he would even spit. He would like me to like brush my teeth and then spit all the spit into like a jar and send that to him.
I would do it. I mean, that's just me though. I have like a lot of toxic masculinity and I live in the patriarchy. And I don't know how all that stuff like relates, but I would like, I've said this before, I would sell my underwear to somebody in a second. Like if somebody is like, I'll pay you $60 for your underwear, I'd be like, dude, I'll fucking cut a huge fart in them too before I send it if that's what you're looking for.
No, I'm so down. I am like very much interested in this. And he was like, can you make me a video of you like fitting it into the jar? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I was like, okay, but that's gonna be like $150. And he already sent it to my Venmo.
All right.
My God.
So you took the devil's deal.
And then he said, would you want a video of? Okay, because here's the gross part. Do you want to know what he's gonna do with it?
Oh, I hope he drinks it. What is it?
Yeah, he's gonna drink it.
Oh my God.
Hey.
He was like, do you want a video of me drinking it? And I said, I'll watch a video of you drinking it if you send me another $50. And he said, okay, I'll hit you up when I get it.
Oh my God. Oh boy. I would drink it. I mean, I wouldn't drink it.
Wait,
That was a little gross, right?
Yeah.
I'd watch the video though. I would be
Brian's ready to send you $150, it sounds like.
I would watch the video, I guess. I would love to see the video.
No.
Lydia, when I was young...
Like, literally...
Go ahead.
What?
I was going to say, when I was young, eBay was still in its very early days. And there was a big section of eBay for jock-worn clothing. So you would just wear, like, soccer socks and, like, jock straps. And you would just go sweat as much as you can in them. And then you would sell them on eBay. And I came so...
Well, you guys love that shit.
Yeah, I came so close to doing it, like, for money. There were so many times when I thought about just selling my underwear for money.
When I was in high school, I sent a pair of my old Converse to some guy on the internet. He bought me a new pair.
Okay, well, I say you gotta study under the tutelage of like Domina Chiara or something. You gotta talk to HypnoFemdom to get like the finer points. Because I don't know how to navigate those type of circumstances. I mean, it makes sense for something so easy to do for that amount of money. I don't see any problem with it.
Right, yeah, no, I mean, like, I've just been kind of doing it on my own. The funniest thing I thought about it, though, is, like, isn't this the funniest time to want to drink someone else's spit?
It is a weird time.
Like, I wonder if we can't even go anywhere near each other.
I bet he would like to get some boogers too. Like, I wonder if he'd like to get some boogers. Yeah, just a couple boogers. Let me I threw some boogers in there for you. Threw some boogers in an envelope
I have to
for you.
upcharge for that.
Yeah. Hey, you toss me another $25, I'll throw some boogers in an envelope for you.
Literally, I have all this trash here. It's not making me any money. Like, if I can ship that shit out on USPS Express, like, absolutely.
Yeah, that's very cool. I you know, again, I wish people were like that with me. I would give them anything. And I would love to watch videos. I love, like, oddity videos, man.
Yeah.
Someone drinking someone's spit, I'm, like, into that idea of watching it. I also want to see David Brooks naked, because he was posting yesterday about nude pictures.
Oh.
And I was like, I'd like to see his nudes.
Okay.
And again, Donald Trump naked. I've always wanted to see Donald Trump naked. Like, just from...
Oh, my God. I have a theory. Like, I told this to someone in real life recently, and because they were talking about, like, Monica Lewinsky or whatever, and I was like, honestly, if I was in the Oval Office with any president ever, I would suck their dick. Like, ever.
It's so curious.
I don't like any of those motherfuckers, but, like, even Donald Trump, it's like, yeah, I would do it. Like, I want the story. I want to say I did it. I want the power. Like,
yeah, you want to be on a patio someday, 20 years later, and you can tell this story and get everybody to buy you around.
It's just like, these people are so powerful. These people are so powerful. You either want to see them naked or you want to see them taking a dump. You know? It's like, look at this motherfucker.
Ooh, yeah.
He's taking, like, if I saw a picture of Trump taking a dump, I'd be like, look at this motherfucker taking a shit. Oh, my God. Oh, man.
Would you rather do that or suck his dick?
I'd love to watch him take a shit. I would stand in a room with him. I don't care how it smells. It probably smells bad, though. I would guess. Trump doesn't have a very healthy diet. He's probably a lot like me.
Come out with a hot take that Trump's shit stinks.
Yes, yes, I think. I mean, it might just slide right out of there, though. Like,
stop. Okay, this is not the show.
All right, yeah, I'm done with that.
Thank you for calling in, Lydia. We got to get these callers. That's very funny.
Night, guys.
Have a good one.
Very funny.
It's something to think about that we don't have to think about ever again.
Okay, if somebody wants me to spit in a jar, I'll send it to you. I
You'll
don't
sell
want
it to 'em?
coronavirus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only going one way.
Yeah.
Oh no, computer is locking up. Not locking up, but it's just like
shit.
spinning like crazy.
Oh shit, it's that internet, I'm telling you.
All right, let's see who's on the line next. They've been waiting forever. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight? Skeleton?
Skeleton.
No, this is a really old skeleton. They've been on the phone for a long time.
I want your skull.
Maybe they fell asleep?
I need your skull.
Hello?
Hey,
Skeleton!
what's up?
You sang the magic words to bring it back to life.
on mute.
Oh, I do that a lot too. What's going on tonight?
Yeah, sorry about that. This is Brody from Mississippi.
All right. What's up?
Not much. I just did a little bit of yard work today. The governor reopened the state, and that's kind of a shitty move. So, seeing all these places reopen their businesses and stuff, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
What's it look like out there? I mean, did you stay home all day, or did you kind of go around and check stuff out?
No, look, like my life is constantly stay home, go to work, stay home, go to work, weekend, stay home.
Yeah.
Like I really don't get out of the house that much.
Yeah.
Mainly because of my work. Lately, I've been working night shift because of Corona.
What's your job again?
I work at a helicopter manufacturing place.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Shoot.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's it's not the most intense work. Like I do electrical, and it's mainly boring, but like if I fuck it up real bad for somebody. So
How many people how many people at your workplace?
Let's see. I think it's like 300 in Mississippi, and we also have a location in Texas. So at my workplace alone, 300, and somebody on night shift, which is the shift I'm working on right now, in the warehouse right next to where I work, just got sent out for 2 weeks. They're not disclosing why, but you can guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first one?
No, it's the second one. So it's pretty bad, how bad it's infiltrating. But speaking of my workplace, I actually wanted to, kind of bitch about something the higher ups are doing. They sent out an email saying that encouraging employees to take 10 days off because, well, for no reason. But now there's a rumor saying that we're going to be out for 2 weeks without pay just because the higher ups we have no work, and because the supply chain is all fucked up,
So at first they suggested people, they just were like, threw it out there like, hey, you could take a vacation right now if you wanted.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, we all know you've been working hard. Go ahead, take 10 days. And it's like, I'm not fucking taking 10 days during this Corona shit. Like, I need my money.
Yeah, have they confirmed that? Have they confirmed that? Like, have they?
No, it's a rumor, but like this guy, he's one of the big higher ups in HR. We call him the Grim Reaper sometimes. He's been hanging around a lot. So, the rumor might be true. It might not be true. All I know is the Grim Reaper's in the house, and that's never a good thing.
God,
that's amazing.
Can you imagine being
that guy? You just took me back.
Yeah, I just was thinking about that guy, Linda.
I know.
Linda was that guy at my cable job.
We're
gonna get Linda. Hey, you need to go see Linda, and then I would go see Linda, and Linda would be like, "Hey, this is an official." It was either Linda or Mike Bath. I had to go see, and every time I saw Linda, and every time I saw Mike Bath, I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, it just takes me back because, like, we have our work environment is nothing like what it was before. But as soon as you said that, I remember like being on the chopping block. We would just say someone's on the chopping block when they got called by that person from HR. The Grim Reaper is a great nickname for the office HR person.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
he's gonna deliver you. He's just a dude that was like, listen, I went to college to deliver bad news.
Yeah, I learned how to be bloodless. I learned how to just follow whatever a piece of fucking paper tells me.
Like it is crazy. I'm not gonna say any names for fear of libel, but it feels like he has no soul with a smile on his face at all times.
It's crazy.
It's awesome.
It is like
it's just incredible to see.
I would love a dark comedy about that person's inner life. You know what I mean? Where you can just I couldn't write this. I could not write this because I don't know how you get to that position. Like 4 years of college, maybe 6 years of college if you get a master's in human resources. You come out, you get your job. I gotta think you think you're mostly hiring people and making their life better.
Yeah, actually, he started out as a recruiter, so I don't even know if he has a college degree because, like out here in Mississippi, it's a manufacturing job. People, especially in where I live, the not cool Columbus, because that's where I'm located.
Yeah.
Columbus, Mississippi.
Oh, it's
Columbus where?
Columbus, Mississippi.
Oh, God, that's below Columbus, Georgia.
Oh.
That's the third most Columbus.
Yeah. If I moved out of the state, how close is it? Oh, never mind. Wrong state. Sorry. Branson. I was going to say how close is it to Branson, but that's Missouri.
Yeah, no, it sucks out here, dude. And, like, the highest paying job is where I work. And so, like, he was a recruiter for that. I don't even know if he has, like, a master's or even a bachelor's because there are plenty of people out here working that are just high school dropouts. And then he got, he went up to one of the higher-ups in HR and, now he's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, whoa. I hope they don't do this to you. I gotta think that, like, there's some sort of self-awareness by somebody in the company that you can't just make people take 2 weeks without pay. Because if they furlough you for 2 weeks, right? If they give you 2 weeks off without pay, I don't think you can get unemployment for those 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's what everybody's like kind of fighting about right now. Like we just had a couple of people on day shift get recorded arguing about like, nobody's gonna pay my fucking insurance if I get hired, if I get furloughed. Like just stuff like that. Everybody's freaking out, and it's
who recorded
it's a
you?
Situation in Mississippi. I'm not gonna say.
Oh,
it's just a fellow coworker.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like management was
I
recording
wasn't in the argument. It's just I'm on night shift, and then like I think they know they were recorded after the fact, so like that's okay.
That's tight.
It's a one-party or a two-party state either, so that's the other thing.
That's interesting though, because I worked a day shift, night shift warehouse job, and it was always interesting to hear the how every manager explained things. Or it would be interesting. I didn't get to hear that, but I didn't have a pocket recorder, when I was doing it.
Yeah. No, this was just a coworker dicking around because those two are always fighting. One won't let down. It was funny, but then the reality of it sets in, and it's like, oh wait, we might be furloughed like for 2 weeks, and it takes 2 weeks to like even file for unemployment. Not to mention how long the approval process is. Like I'm not going to see that check,
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Hear your guys' take on it, but also I did have a recommendation in the metal world.
Oh, well, I'm all ears.
So, I heard somebody talking about Nine Treasures, the Mongolian folk band.
Which kicks ass.
I don't know if you did you dig that?
I liked it. I listened to it and thought it was fucking awesome.
Nine
Yeah,
Treasures.
it's really good. Now, another folk metal band that I really recommend. They're kind of shitty, but in the best way. It's like really fun. You might already listen to them because they're kind of popular, but Korpiklani, I don't remember the spelling off the top of my head, but
I have no idea how to even. What do you say?
It's like
Korpiklani?
Yeah, Korpiklani. I think it's Korpiklaani, something like that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So like they're like a Finnish folk metal band, and they just sing about Viking shit and like beer and tequila. Tequila, they actually like imagine these Finnish guys who already can't really speak well English trying to speak Spanish, and that's Tequila, the song. So
Okay.
it's just fun.
Funny.
I thought I'd just throw that out there. Just a few closing remarks. Great job on the Patreon stuff. I just subscribed. Loving Holy Boys so far.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun show to do. I can't wait for people to hear the next episode, which is Pastor Carl Levin with special guest Brett Payne.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, I grew up around that stuff, so I love it. And, you know, Shocktober is great. I used to work in radio, so I'm familiar with a lot of the stuff there, too.
I'm hitting all your spots. What about, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. How interested would you be in a mini-series hosted by me and Brett Payne about the collected works of the actor Hayden Christensen?
Oh, dude, go for it. Come on, that'd be hilarious.
We want to make it a multimedia experience where you'll also be able to get video content of it too.
Dude, awesome. I would subscribe again 3 times over just to see that.
Listeners, if you want it, let us know and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
It's just such a weird idea.
Now, I want that shit on my Patreon feed.
Yeah, we watched the prequel.
Of course, if you're too busy to do it, then never mind. But
we're not.
Yeah, Brian got me to watch the prequel of Star Wars, and something about Hayden Christensen, I can't understand why they chose him to be the fucking guy. Like, why did they pick him for Anakin Skywalker?
Well, I really don't know, but look, there's a special place in my heart for the prequels and stuff. And you're right. I heard you the other day, I think it was the last call-in show, that you said prequel Obi-Wan Kenobi is a badass. And then the rest of the series, he's like, he's just an old man loser.
Kind of like an old goofy guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, buddy. And if you know what, just hold on to hope. And there is a possibility that there will be a Hayden Christensen miniseries. We just got to find out what people think about that idea. But I want to say this: it would mean we would be reviewing movies like Jumper.
Hey, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, Factory Girl's in there. Takers is in there. American Heist. Little Italy.
That's the one I want to see.
Oh, man.
There's another one. He was in the Higher Ground TV show, which I believe Higher Ground's not what I thought it was. But yeah, I brought me and Brett have been laughing about his acting in those movies.
He's a good guy to laugh at.
Yeah, and I was just like, what about a miniseries? And I was like, I think that's weird enough. So I think we might try it. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Did you think it was a higher learning
no problem.
show?
Hey, is it alright if I plug something?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I'm moving to Texas pretty soon, hopefully. But before I leave, I kind of want to get a DSA chapter started in my area of Northeast Mississippi, because out here it seems like I know a few, like, you know, on the lefty side of the spectrum. You know, if you're out there and you're in Mississippi and you're listening, you want to try and organize something, hit me up. Brett, you'll like this. Or Brett. Is it Brett or Brian?
Either one of us.
Which one?
I mean, both of us.
My Twitter handle is Obi-Wan Cabrodi.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Find them and help them out there if you're in Mississippi, or if you're just a DSA member that can help with what it is to start a chapter, right?
Yeah,
because I want to see more, you know, lefty acts of defiance or help just out here. Obviously, we can't do it in coronavirus times, but it would be a nice thing. So, yeah, hit me up. Thanks for letting me call, guys.
Oh, thank you, Brett. The Virgin Suicides. Hayden Christensen was in the Virgin Suicide.
Really?
I believe so. Let me make sure. Yeah, he played Jake Hill Conley.
Okay.
In the Virgin Suicide.
The Jumper movie that you mentioned was something that I remembered. I never saw that one. I knew it was going to be trash because they were just like, this is a Star Wars guy doing some like sci-fi shit.
He's in the Mouth of Madness.
Okay.
But we wouldn't do that. We would do Jumper.
Yes.
For sure. We would do, I think, Revenge of the Sith is another episode. We would do an episode all about that one because that's where his best acting is.
Okay.
In the series. And then we would have to do The Virgin Suicides and maybe Quantum Quest, a Cassini Space Odyssey.
No.
And Little Italy.
Yeah, okay. We have that's good foursome.
First Kill.
Poor guy.
I just, what did he do to people? There's worse
He messed
actors.
up Darth
There's
Vader.
worse
He messed
actors.
up Darth Vader.
Yeah, there was something about him. It's interesting because, like, I saw him say, like, these fucking Star Wars fans are toxic, and they made it so it was hard for me to work again. And then I, like, watched the movies, and I was like,
yeah,
it might have been like might have been some of the acting. I'm not an actor, so I don't know, but yeesh.
Yeah.
Oh, this one, First Kill, Brett. He co-stars with Bruce Willis, and it's a Wall Street broker is forced to evade a police chief investigating a bank robbery as he attempts to recover the stolen money in exchange for his son's life.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie. Yeah, he's trying to save his son. That's like your
important.
favorite thing.
It's important.
Yeah, let's
All right.
do it, man. Let's do it.
We got a few more to go.
We got 17 minutes.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hello, I won't take too much of your time. Can you guys hear me all right through speakerphone?
Yup.
All right, cool. So first of all, how are you going to do a Hayden Christensen series and not talk about Trapped in a Purple Haze?
I don't know what that is. Let me look that up. I didn't see it on his IMDb.
TV anti-drug abuse movie.
Well, we would do that, of course. 2000.
He was in Goosebumps, in the seminal Night of the Living Dummy 3.
Okay, I will do better research. I was just looking at his IMDb page, and I don't have IMDb Premium.
He has a lot of great hidden gems. Just mwah.
Oh my God!
So I don't wanna take
Listen
too
to
much of
this.
you guys' time. I'll probably call back again next week.
Okay.
I did want to get. Have you guys heard about the thing going on with Traps right now? I don't know.
Yes.
Brian, you're a new metal
absolutely.
scholar. You might remember them.
Brian was fighting with them.
Yeah, I got him mad at me already.
Oh shit, that's right. Like, I forgot. Oh God.
Yeah, Trapped. That guy sucks because he was just like, you're a loser and you live with your mom. And it's like, all right, well, that sucks because I'm married and I'm sort of successful and I'm just like an all around better person than him.
Doesn't hurt.
I know, it doesn't hurt at all. And it's like when people do that, you're in your mom's basement, you're a troll. I'm like, I'm more grown than you. I'm the most grown fucking person in the world.
It's funny because I didn't even know Trap was still a thing until this happened. It almost makes you wonder, like, is he just doing this to try and drum up some kind of attention?
It's not going to work, though. That's the fucking problem. It's like, yes, he has drummed up attention in the same way that Puddle of Mud drummed up attention. But, look, all publicity is not good publicity. And the Trapped publicity is not going to lead people to listen to Trapped songs, Now, Puddle of Mud, their publicity, that's good publicity. That's the good shit because it's like people are fucking talking about them and then listening to them but they're goofing off, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, it does. Yeah, you're gonna peel off. A certain amount of people are like, it ain't that bad. I haven't listened to that album in a while. I loved it when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Or like, I don't mind this.
I listened to it today because I have to do it for the POD cast. 58-minute long album.
Wow.
It's just like, God damn, dudes. Every single song sounds the same until she fucking hates me. And then you're like, all right, well, this is good. I sent John a text of one of the lyrics. There is a lyric where he's like really passionately singing, right? And he says something about back, and then he's like, everyone around me is smoking crack.
No, he doesn't.
I swear to fucking God, it's like that lyrics on that album are going to be amazing to talk about. Come Clean by Puddle of Mud, coming to the POD cast next.
come clean.
Okay, I was actually about to ask, what's the next POD cast episode gonna be?
Well, here's what I did. I rigged the contest and then immediately regretted it and then had to, as a piece, so we're recording it Tuesday night and it's Puddle of Mud, Come Clean. And then I have agreed, because what I did was dirty and rude, I have agreed that there will be no poll for next month and that we will do Kitty, because I did Kitty dirty.
Okay.
I did him dirty. If it was any other band, but it was like one of the only bands with women in it. And then I fucking, the last month they had a chance. They came in second for 2 months in a row. And then in the third month, they were going to win. And then I was like, everybody vote for Puddle of Mud to torture John. And then I felt guilty about it. And then he said, I'll tell you what make this better. If you agree to just do Kitty next month. And I was like, fine, we'll do Kitty. So the next two are Puddle of Mud and Kitty.
Okay, hell yeah. All right, well, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. It was great talking. Have a good night.
Thank you. Oh, dude, this fucking Trapped in a Purple Haze is a TV movie about drug abuse, which originally aired on ABC in 2000. Its title is a reference to the Jimi Hendrix song Purple Haze. The film starred Jonathan Jackson, Jo Beth Williams, and Carly Pope, with a supporting role by Hayden Christensen, who eventually beat Jackson for the part of Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. So Jonathan Jackson was supposed to be Anakin, but then Hayden won.
And then he got in on his... He worked with him on this, or he
worked with him on this anti-drug PSA movie.
I thought, is this about the Abita beer, Purple Haze, from NOLA?
No, they're referencing the song Purple Haze.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Is that one?
That's that song, yeah. Not my favorite Jimi Hendrix song, but, not bad.
I mean, also, like, they're never going to win when they evoke the best rock guitarist in the history of music as, like, a part of this anti-drug thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess he's dead, but, like, you can dial drugs back a little bit and not die from them.
It's like when they used to talk about steroids. And they would, like, say, don't do steroids. And then they would just show this fucking ripped dude.
Yeah, just picking up refrigerators.
Yeah, and you were like, I'm not supposed to do these?
Yeah.
I want to be ripped and strong.
I've gone to the gym every day after school, and I still look like a puny bird chest.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I take steroids?
Yeah, that was the big push when I was a kid. It was less anti-drug. It was mostly anti-steroid.
Why? Was there
because
steroids?
they were freaked about steroids,
We
dude.
were doing steroids. As soon as we
course.
turned 18, two of my buddies were getting steroids at the gym.
The movie The Program was like a really huge movie for the time.
The Program?
When I was a kid.
The
yeah, it was
Program?
about Program. You can look it up. You'll recognize it immediately. It had a very controversial scene where guys lay in the middle of the freeway. It's like a football movie.
I never saw this one.
And there's a guy named Latimer in it, and he's one of the big storylines. He uses steroids, and he like beats up his girlfriend, and he's like really super aggressive and stuff.
Oh no!
It's like the dark side of football, It's like Any Given Sunday, but for idiots. Which I think Any Given Sunday is probably for idiots too, but The Program is like for real idiots.
James Caan, Halle Berry, Omar Epps. It's a
famous movie,
good
dude.
ass cast.
Yeah, you should watch it because it is like. It's of its time.
That's a good.
It was. They had a scene where they were like hazing the rookies on. I believe it's a college team. Is it a college team, Jason? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
NFL. So it's a college team and they're hazing them. And in the commercial they showed it. They were laying on the yellow lines on the freeway while cars like zipped by, and then they made them remove that scene from the movie because they were afraid kids would go do that.
Yeah.
Which kids would have gone and done that. Like, I know that, like, I am anti-censorship. I think they should have left it in the movie, but you put something like that in a movie, kids are going to go. I was so stupid as a teenager.
They're going to convince themselves that that's something that people do. That's why it's in the movie. It's fine. People do it all the time.
Do you think they just came up with just came up with this? Somebody's probably done it, right?
Yeah. I had a classmate that died from fucking car surfing.
Yeah. The plot of it is a college football coach under pressure to produce a winning season looks the other way at his players' excesses.
Yeah.
It's good. It's funny, but it's got a big anti-steroid storyline.
All right, I'll look it up. Money Train's in the Plex. Money Train's ready to go in the Plex.
Oh man, I'm gonna watch Money Train soon.
All right, thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Yo, it's your boy Kush Waffles.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? We're on a we're you're always at the end. We're on a tight schedule here. So what's up, Kush Waffles?
I know. My phone was being dumb, but then I realized, oh wait, I'm using Wi-Fi and I have like a shit ton of torrents running, so bandwidth was crap. Anyway, first things first. When you said what restaurant does Hacksaw Jim Duggan owns?
I didn't know he owned one.
No, the guy from Undercover Boss, the guy that looks like Hacksaw. He ran. Was it the Wings place? No, he ran.
I don't remember him.
Fuck.
Well, I can't remember the name of it either, but I remember watching the episode, and I couldn't get this thought out of my head, and no one got the joke. But I said it out loud when I saw the guy. First thing I saw was Bubba, get the table. Bubba's gonna get that joke, but
I get it. Bubba Dudley would go get the tables, and he would toss people through them.
Yeah,
I get that one.
He was like,
That's
like
wrestling.
Bubba's gonna say that's the first thing I thought. So there's that one. What's another thing? Also, feel bad about seeing people fucking in public. I literally, you know the beach out in like Grand Haven on Lake, where that like lighthouse is.
But Kush Waffles, I'm biting my nails right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into details, but one of I had sex with her out on the beach in broad daylight.
In the beach on broad daylight.
Feel bad. Yeah.
I mean,
don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I mean, I think we all do it, and I think the polite thing to do is just to run away if you see it, right?
Run away terrified.
Well, no one cared because we were so far off that no one was gonna really see us.
Okay.
And I was at a point where it was just like, fuck it, I don't care at this point because
just horny as shit.
I was just like, fuck it. At this point, I think she's probably going to break up with me anyway. And sure enough, she did. But that's a point.
But, last hurrah sort of thing, right?
Don't feel too bad about it because, stranger things have happened on my side of, the border. So, anyway, I wanted to...
But you didn't get caught. So that's good.
Oh, no. I did not get caught because, well, unlike Ingham County sheriffs, like I've ranted on about here a lot, the sheriffs out in that end of the state are kind of lax because there's so much open land. It's like, what's the fucking point? So, they don't really give a shit at a certain point. And, had my good time. Also, speaking of, fucking a lot, I've literally found myself in the last week or so wearing myself out.
Wearing yourself out?
No, whoring myself out.
I don't know, Kush Waffles. That's it. You sex worked yourself out.
Let's go with that. God's working all. Let's go with that time. That's a better way to put it. But the best way to put it is, I have been sex working myself out to a woman who I know her husband voted for Trump, so that's a little bit of joy for me.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the sex, Kush Waffles. We got to get this next caller on.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, my biggest practice. Anyway, I want to leave off with one little fun game to play amongst yourself after I leave.
Okay.
Should all of you, everybody, become like this, where somebody says, hey, what if I made like an Indian movie about like the whole dirtbag less podcast scene? How would you cast everybody for this movie? Get anybody, for yourselves, for Chapo, for everyone else.
Well,
who do you pick?
For me, I would to have Johnny. No, not him. No, hold on. Give me a second. Who's a guy right now that could really play me? You know,
Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham. Jason Statham is who I would have play me.
Okay. I want to see who they get for Matt because sadly Philip Seymour Hoffman is dead and he would have been perfect.
He's right. Yeah, I don't know.
You're right there.
I'll have to ask
Could
around.
you imagine Philip Seymour Hoffman doing a word for word reading of some of Matt's like rants? That would have give that man an Oscar right now.
Right. Yeah. That's an interesting thought experiment. I will spend time thinking about that.
Also, one last one. Who do you think we get for Felix? That's the wild card one.
Fucking John Cena, baby.
No. Oh, I would have picked for Felix just for shits and giggles.
Who?
Zayn Malik.
Okay. I'll have to look him up. I hope we're not hurting his feelings here. Felix is one of my best friends.
No, Zayn Malik was in One Direction. He was the one that went solo and actually had a good career aside from Harry Styles.
Oh, he is fancy. I said fancy.
Fancy and handsome.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling, Kush Waffles. We're running out of time here.
Yeah, we're almost in
4
overtime.
minutes left.
Anyway, be easy.
Peace, dude. I was biting my nails there a few times.
Yeah,
a little nervous. Weed Waffles is a roller coaster ride.
Never what you're gonna get. Love it. All right, last call to end them all. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey, it's Doc in America.
What's up?
What's up, Dr. America?
What's up, Doc? I like that.
It's not much.
What's going on?
I guess I'm a troop now.
A what? Are you? Wait, what's your job? I want to guess your job. Is it a doctor? You've called, right? You're in Georgia?
No, I've called twice.
Okay. I apologize.
No worries.
You're docking it up out there, and people are cheering for you and thanking you for your service now?
No, only on the internet.
Oh, people don't say you. Well, I guess you're not out. You're probably working the whole time.
Yeah, well, and I'll just tell you, Brian, the way I look outside of work, no one's going to assume I'm a physician.
Well, it has to really be an interesting time because, in America, a lot of people, really hate doctors in a way because it costs them money and they don't want to come in contact with them. But, at this point now, if you're a doctor or a nurse, people are, cheering for you and celebrities are coming on the internet and saying, keep your chin up, doc. You know, it's got to be because I knew a few people that have been in the military that have a really weird time with the thank you for your service people that come and put their hand on your shoulder and say thank you for your service. Is it an odd feeling?
You know, the one thing I'll be honest, I feel a little bit guilty about is objectively, and it is a bit of a mess. It is a little stressful. I won't lie to you, but objectively, I have less work now than I had prior to Corona. And I've explained a little bit. I'm a family doctor, so I work delivering kids. I work, with old people, just kind of like a general practitioner of sorts. And we're not doing kind of regular visits except for with some exceptions. So in general, I have a lot more time. But if I'm slacking on things, I'm part of our local DSA, and I'm involved in some other stuff. And if I'm slacking on things, everyone assumes that I'm doing something really important instead of dicking around. So that's been kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've been I call my doctor for visits now. I mean, I stopped, but are you mostly dealing with anxiety at this point?
Yeah, I have a unique patient group. I pretty much exclusively take care of undocumented folks.
Okay.
They do have kind of uniquer issues. Now, most of them are also especially the dudes that are in my panel. They're essential because they mostly do construction.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna mention. Sorry, go ahead.
My doctor was telling me when I called her that like basically what they're my general practitioner is that like we're now managing the anxiety of our patients because a lot of people have like heavy high anxiety. Now my doctor has chosen not to do anything about it, but I just was curious if that was your experience too, because people are really freaked.
Yeah, there is some of that. I think that it's not as much. I don't know. There's some of that. It's really tough for my patients who are on buprenorphine, and stuff like that. That's actually been really challenging. But on the other hand, I've got all of a sudden they've let me, refill their scripts without them coming in and stuff, which has been really nice for some of them.
Yeah.
So do you have to put on like a doctor's coat and stuff when you do like video conferencing?
my clinic doesn't have the money or the tech to do the video conference. Okay. I'm just on the phone.
Yeah, I've been doing therapy on the phone too. He was like, "Do you care if we do it on the phone or do you want to do video?" And I was like, "I don't want to fucking do video. It's a pain in the ass." Like every video.
No, do I.
My doctor tried to do. It was funny because my doctor, when I had an appointment, wanted to do video with me, and she did say, let's do FaceTime, and somehow she couldn't figure out how to do FaceTime. And it's like, FaceTime's like
built in.
Yeah, it's just you dial the number and you're on FaceTime, but whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah. But what I was gonna call to just talk a little bit about the hospital I work at is a little dysfunctional right now with the corona, and I was gonna hopefully it'll come across, but people are a little bit freaking out. So, if I just give you the story and I'll let you guys, I'll leave you be.
Yeah, please do.
Not leave us be, please do the other thing. Tell us the story.
So, basically, like I said, so we're not doing elective surgeries, which make the hospital a lot of money. And they're not doing specialty clinics, like with the subspecialists, really, except for some telephone visits. And those make the hospital a lot of money. So they're broke, like super broke right now. And even though we've got corona where I live, not nearly as much as like New Jersey or New York, but now they've been firing folks. Like they fired like 300 people in the hospital like a week ago. And in particular, they gave all the pediatricians, all the pediatricians that work in the hospital, they gave them their notice, like with no announcement, no nothing. And so we all kind of freaked out a little bit because, just to give you a little bit of context, you guys know I deliver babies, and I'm a family doctor, so I know how to take care of a baby too. I'm not just a labor and delivery, I'm not just an obstetrician, but like it can still get really hairy. So you need to have the pediatricians there because they like I don't know how to stick a tube down a baby's throat if they're not breathing and stuff.
Right.
And my impression is the administrators didn't really understand that. They were just like, well, we don't have a lot of kids in the hospital, so we could probably save some money if we get rid of these pediatricians. And the hospital's kind of freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're not. I mean, just to put it in, like if a sick kid comes to, and we're the only. I mean, I live in a pretty rural spot, and we're the only big hospital for like hundreds of miles, actually. So if a real sick kid comes in and they're too sick for like the emergency doctor to do something, they'll just be like, well, let's get him on a plane and send him somewhere else.
Oh my! I actually heard about.
That's pretty bad.
I did hear about some of the more rural hospitals being sort of like overwhelmed. Like in the context I was like a Montana. In Montana, a bunch of celebrities ended up going there, and they like had to be like, hey, I know you want to be away from society and stuff, but our hospitals are not equipped to take care of too many people,
right.
So, like, don't bring 100 fucking people with you or whatever.
To give you a little bit of info, I'm kind of close to the Four Corners region in the Southwest. And
Oh, that's
so
real
now
shit.
of the coronavirus, so I guess about 40% of the folks who've gotten sick and who've been hospitalized or have died in where I live have all been indigenous, and they're coming from really, really, really rural parts of the country out here. Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of experience everywhere, like mostly people of color and stuff getting it and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I'm glad you're out there, like, you're ready to help any way you can. But
yeah, well, but like, I mean, in terms of my material stuff, I'm pretty mellow, you know. I don't know. It's just like because I don't have a lot of like the busy work.
Right.
So it's a nice. And Brett, I wanted to empower you. I went one-on-one and I washed my hands and whatnot and everything. You can probably go get a tattoo if you call. You know, I would approve this from a physician's standpoint. I got a sweet belly piece during all of this.
You went and got a tattoo?
Yeah, I got it. I mean, not the first one or anything, but I'm just saying in an earlier episode, you seemed very concerned about it. Like, all things considered, you could probably do it.
All right. I'm going to get a home tattoo. Thank you, doctor, for giving me that prescription. That's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
You should, man. I mean, we could probably get somebody here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Doc.
They got better. Yeah, no worries. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Thank you, Doc.
That's the show. Good time. A little horny, a little gross, but we had
all
a good
kinds
time.
of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We continue to spread this mess across the U.S. every single week, 2 times a week. You can hear it Wednesday night. You can hear it Sunday night. You can listen to it as a podcast. You can watch it as a live stream. We'd love for you to come hang out with us. Follow us on twitch.tv/StreetFightRadio. We'll be streaming some bonus content that may end up on other places. Otherwise, just spread the word. Tell somebody what you heard that we're doing over here. Let everybody know. And if you want to support what we do, patreon.com/StreetFightRadio is the place to get started. You can get access to all kinds of wonderful bonus material. So, that's that. We're Street Fight Radio. I'm Brett. He's Brian. See you on Wednesday. Peace.